And welcome, you beautiful bastards, and welcome to my so-called show. And tonight we talk about the 2012, sadly not smash hit, but still a smash hit amongst audiences, DREDD, which vastly improves on the 1995 cheese fest that starred Sylvester Stallone and gave us a kick-ass, actual proper adaptation of the masked fucking law enforcer. So I am joined here by my guest, Fandad Menace. How you doing, man?
Hello, sir. I'm good.
Good to know. Melvin Deeply, how you doing, my friend?
I'm fantastic. How's your happy self?
Yeah, getting drunk already. And Inside Man, how you doing, man?
I'm tickety boo.
Holy shit.
And Lord of Toxicity, yeah, always fucking welcome on these streams, man. So yeah, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good, hot shot. I said hot shot.
What did you say?
Oh god, that's such an awesome scene.
Good.
Talk about getting straight to the fucking point with your character. I mean, that is we'll get more into that, but god, I can't believe it's been 13 years now since this film came out, and very sadly we still have not got a fucking sequel. God. And fucking Rings of Power is getting a season 3.
Oh, God.
There's no justice.
I mean, since you put it like that, fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's
Diabolical.
said the other day, we live in strange times.
And it's so strange as well because people really love this. It didn't do well at the box office, but people really love this and they want this sequel. And I'm pretty sure there's been thousands of petitions to get a sequel on this because it's ended. It's given us a really good rendition of DREDD. It got straight to a point with his character. It didn't try to delve into his backstory or humanize him too much. It kind of just did it a little bit subtly without laying it thick and without changing him. And that's what DREDD is supposed to be. And even though I'm still a novice on the DREDD novels, I know you and Melvin and Inside Man are big DREDD fans. You've read the comics and Inside Man. You've worked on this one as well as the 1995 version.
Yeah, I did.
I know. Yeah, what was it like to work on it then? Was it?
It's good. Yeah, just only obviously only the UK side of things. I mean, everything, the majority of it was in South Africa, and I was kind of expecting that I was going to be on the South African side because I kind of grew up there and I know the language and everything. But of course, it turns out in South Africa, everybody now pretty much speaks English, so there's no reason for anybody to speak Afrikaans. That was a little bit of a disappointment, but consolation working on the UK side of things.
So that's kind of because they used South Africa as the locations, didn't they? Just so just to give it that very urban, desolate look. That look like it's kind of a dystopian fucking metropolis, but it looks beautiful from afar, but at the same time it looks like a shithole from afar. And I like that.
That's Johannesburg for you.
Apparently, they got I don't know if this is right or not, a 25% production rebate from the South African government for filming it there.
Yeah, which is why so many movies now are being shot over in South Africa. South Africa and Namibia. Hence why Fury Road was shot in Namibia.
Black Sails was filmed in South Africa as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's so many productions now going to South Africa. So it seems to be, South Africa and Hungary and the Czech Republic seem to be taking over.
Czech Republic.
Yeah, Czech Republic, Hungary, South Africa. There's a lot of things going on in all three of those. So.
Yeah, I wonder if they're still hiring for mercenaries down there in South Africa. That might be something to look into.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd look into it. Yeah, see what they can.
Sounds like a giggle. Send us a postcard.
Yeah, any South African warlords needing some wet work stuff done, I am available.
Jesus Christ.
Click on my screen. My contact stuff is in there.
I'll carry your bags if you want.
Yeah, Drew Gordon said marketing was bad, and as Pat Mills has pointed out many times, the film lacked a unique selling point. It made do with a fictional slow-mo drug-induced scenes of slow-motion violence. Bloody Garland. Yeah, apparently Garland was the one who directed it, not the guy. Was it Pete Travis?
Pete
Yeah, no, it's
Travis.
Garland.
but
It's Garland.
I think they locked him out of the editing room as well. Literally
Yeah,
locked
yeah.
him out of the editing room.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Alex
it
Garland
was.
ended up finishing the edit. I don't know
I
how much
have
he actually directed it, but
not a great deal by all accounts.
yeah.
But to be honest with you, I think I mean, I'm a big fan of Alex Garland. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
as certainly as a writer, I mean, he's an
Yeah,
absolutely
28 Days Later.
superlative writer. Yeah,
He's done some good shit.
yeah. And as a director, I mean, things like Ex Machina, which I think
Yeah,
is
Ex
a
Machina is
superb film.
brilliant. That is a
Yeah,
brilliant film. I mean,
it really is.
introduced me to I forgot the fucking actress's name now. Jesus Christ, the name escapes me.
Alicia Vikander.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gorgeous,
That's
gorgeous woman.
what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Yeah, Domhnall Gleeson's on this as well.
Michael
He's on
Fassbender's
this as
wife,
well.
Alicia Vikander.
Yeah, because we've got Domhnall Gleeson on DREDD as well, and he's in Ex Machina, and he's one of the he's like the hacker guy, isn't he? Who's
Yeah,
kind of there against his will, and Mama tortures him. She's gouged his eyes out and everything. He's basically a victim of her.
yeah.
And he does it pretty well. I think that may be
He
one of his
really does,
earliest
yeah.
roles.
He does do all right. He leans right into that performance, I think.
Yeah.
He pulls it out the bag very well.
I think
For one of
the
his early-
weaknesses in this would be the comparison with the comics. If you're going to compare it with the comics,
Yeah.
then it's
Yeah.
it's miles off in a lot of ways.
Mm.
But the violence and the character of Dredd is perfect, and it's really all you need because they made it such a simple story that
Yeah.
it was difficult for it to ruin anything else. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right, Melvin. I mean, this is, I think, the essence of Dredd is, you know, it seeps with the essence of Dredd. This movie, whereas the Stallone one, you know, it's a dead loss. Really, it was kind of, one of a better phrase, it was kind of stillborn. Really, I think, you know, when you start to take away all of the power of the director. But strangely enough, similar thing happening to this, taking away the power of the director. But this is where it turned out considerably better. I love the camera work in this. I mean, one of my favorite DOPs works on this, Anthony Dodmantle. Probably my favorite DOP at the moment, and has
Very
been for a
guerrilla
number of
style,
years.
isn't it? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it gets you stuck into the action a lot more as well, and it does feel more real. Even though there's probably some green screen on the areas, you still get the feeling that you're in the trenches with these two characters.
He's good. What was it shot on, Gary?
This was shot on a Phantom Flex. It's digital. It's really,
It
really
looks
high.
so like cinematic, and it's got so
Yeah.
much grain.
Yeah,
It's obviously being put in post, but it's got so
Yeah.
much grain in it. It looks
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. I watched
I think
it
that helps
today
when that
on my big screen, and
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the Phantom Flex is just the most remarkable piece of kit, and it was used to its to its absolute to the nth degree, to come up with the kind of visuals that Anthony Dodmantle did with this. I mean, I'm a big fan of the slow-mo stuff. It's really quite incredible. But this is where there's a beauty and ugliness. When you watch some of the scenes in slow motion, in ultra slow motion, I think it was something like 125 frames per second, something like that. It might have been even more than that.
No, it was they filmed it right in 4,000 frames per second and played
4,000 frames per second. Wow, that's
played it back in
incredible.
24.
Yeah.
That's
Would explain it.
incredible. That's
Would it-
incredible.
it lends itself a very comic book.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
It's exactly what I thought when that guy's cheek exploded in the
Oh
first
my
screen
gosh,
of going to, and I just thought, it's like reading 2000 AD, and I think
You're absolutely right. I mean, there were so many shots in this that look like panels, look like they really could be panels. I think there was a real sensitivity towards that. But this was also the beauty of having John Wagner on board.
Yeah.
So John Wagner really gave this movie his stamp of approval. Although the aesthetics may not have matched entirely what the Dredd comics are. It certainly did with the attitude. This is what the whole attitude of the Judge
100%.
Dredd
Yeah,
comics and Judge Dredd character really comes across. That's where the accuracy lies.
yeah.
It may not necessarily be in the buildings, in the blocks, and but it, in Mega City 1, but it certainly makes up for it in spades everywhere else.
Yeah. Just say hello to our guests, all right? Nix, Jamalama, Drew Gordon, Razor, Mr. E. Who else am I missing? Trump Daddy as well. How can I forget Trump Daddy? And Blue Collars in the chat. So, yeah, thanks for joining me and my guests, you lot. And and before we do get into the stream, I always ask my guests when was the first time you came about or first saw this movie. And even though it doesn't feel like it was too long ago, I'll still ask it because with Dredd, I've only just managed to see it maybe last year. I mean, I kind of slept on it, and I really wish I hadn't, because as soon as I watched it, I thought, this is so fucking awesome. I mean, it gets straight to the point. It doesn't lay anything too on thick with Dredd. It keeps the mystery. It keeps him this kind of like human machine who's only focused on enforcing the law, and that's it. And you got a really good female sidekick who's like this rookie, but at the same time, she's kind of this only connection to humanity that Dredd lacks. And I really love that dynamic between these two. They really complement each other as well. He helps her become more assertive in her job, and she kind of helps him be a little bit more empathetic in a way, as we see at the end. And that's my thoughts on Dredd. I'm so glad to watch it. I'm so glad to do a stream on this now. So yeah, Fandad, when did you first come about it? When did you first see it?
Yeah. I can't even properly remember. I think the part of the downfall of this movie was the marketing, and I don't think I even knew anything about it. I had a 3D Blu-ray player and a 3D projector a while ago, and I think I bought this on 3D Blu-ray, and it was the first time I'd ever seen it. So it must have been probably a couple of years after its release. But coming from like somebody who got 2000 AD from the very first issue and used to follow Judge Dredd as a youngster, and having watched the 1995 version with mixed reviews and whatnot, I was quite surprised that something like this wasn't heavily marketed, but apparently it wasn't, which is a great shame. I don't think we'll ever see a sequel just because of how much money it kind of didn't make. Considering the size of the fan base, or what I imagine the fan base to be anyway.
Yeah, I think they did try to make a TV show of it, but apparently that went down the fucking pan as well. So
yeah, I think they were just going to call it Mega City 1. I don't even think they were going to invite Carl Urban in.
He was behind it. Yeah,
would have been about Anson. I wouldn't have minded a spin-off with her, but if you're doing a show set in Mega City 1, it's got to be Judge Dredd. I mean, that's the whole point. He's the selling point.
No question about it.
But he was he was actually for quite some years when the Mega City 1 series was announced on IMDb. For some years, he was there as, I believe, executive producer as well as starring. So he was going to be. But there was also an idea of having an older Stallone Dredd in there as well. That was an idea that was being thrown about. But
that would have been cool.
Yeah, yeah, it would have been quite interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I watched it in 3D anyway. I remember it being quite good.
I probably need to find a 3D TV so I could just watch the cheek blowing scene in 3D, because that's why those scenes were kind of shot for as well. I mean, it's that's why they added the slow mo, so they could do these real cool visuals of people getting their brains splattered out. So yeah, Melvin Deebley, when did you first see Dredd?
Seen it when it came out. It wasn't one I was likely to miss, and I was very, very surprised with it. I didn't know what to expect after the 95 version, and I didn't expect what I got. I didn't expect this at all. I expected to have like a sci-fi movie. I expected the city to look more like the city and the comics. I didn't expect it to be Die Hard, and I was very impressed with it. They nailed Dredd completely, the character perfectly. It does have problems, but I mean, Anderson is wrong. There's lots of things wrong. I don't want to go too far into the negative, but and the reason it wasn't a hit, from what I've been reading, is because 3D was so new, and they were trying so hard to push the 3D that they weren't doing 2D showings, and people didn't go to the 3D. And also, it was an 18. It's the first. Apparently, this is what I've found out today. It's the first film to be what you call it, number one in the box office in the UK that was an 18.
Shit, man, 18. I know.
Wow.
It's saying that 18 certificate, and yet RTNZ has dropped 10 New Zealand dollars, dropping in for more. This is a great film in every way. Shame he couldn't get Lance on. He talked to Pat Mills. I was a 2000 AD reader back in the day and was very happy with Dredd. Cheers, Lance. Yeah, because I know in Sad Man you talked with
we both
and I know I've asked you this before, but God, that must have been fucking cool because he helped develop the whole world of Dredd and the 2000 AD universe. And
it was quite amazing talking to somebody like Pat Mills, because he, when I look back at his body of work over the years, he was responsible for much of the enjoyment in my childhood. Not just developing the Judge Dredd character in 2000 AD, but many other comic books prior to that. Things like Battle and Action Comic, and things that have long since disappeared.
Slain, he did Slain as well.
Yeah, Slain. Yes, yeah, Slain. Yeah, I mean that's one of the great comic book characters, Slain.
Slain inspired my 15-year-old haircut.
But yeah, it was so interesting talking to him, and I really felt quite awestruck, and I'm not easily starstruck or awestruck by people that I speak to, but because he was so significant in my growing up and my, I suppose, personal development, and sort of steering me towards certain types of entertainment via the comic books that he's created and characters that he's created, that I did feel somewhat starstruck, and it was an amazing experience to be able to speak with him, both during the interview, but obviously prior to and after the interview. It's a great guy, and if anybody hasn't read his book, for the life of me I can't remember its title. I think it's is it Be Pure, Be Good, Behave?
The Nostradamus phrase.
It's
from what do you call it? From Nemesis the Warlock. That's what Nostradamus.
Yeah, Nemesis the Warlock. Yes, yeah, that's right. It's the most amazing book, and an amazing insight into not just all of the other comic books that he's created, but certainly the creation of this character. You would not believe the story behind this character, how complex it was to get on the page, and the problems that they encountered. It was touched upon a little in the Future Shock documentary, which is a wonderful documentary.
Yep.
It really is quite an incredible insight into the creation of 2000 AD, particularly the character of Judge Dredd. But his book gives you every detail. I mean, every detail in detail. So I would highly recommend that book.
Oh yeah, by the way, Lance is here.
When we're done.
Yes, I'm just moving on down to the questions now. So yeah, Inside Man, when was the first time you actually got to see this? I mean, I know you worked on it, but obviously you wanted to see it as well, just to see if the very thing you was working on was actually coming across very well.
It was in a screening, special screening in Coventry Street in London. So it was a cast and crew screening. So that was the first time I saw it, and there was an awful lot of chatter afterwards, just dropped jaws and wide eyes afterwards. It was, to say that everybody was pumped after seeing it is perhaps an understatement.
Yeah, and Drew Gordon's just said, I subscribe to Pat Mills' Substack. He's a crazy, interesting guy. And he actually seems like a decent guy as well. He's crazy and interesting, and not in the annoying Alan Moore, I hate everything that's been adapted from my work.
Yeah.
kind of guy.
Genuinely, he really is the most delightful, lovely man. He really is. But he's one of these people who is and I've described them as being different thinkers, and he is a different thinker. The people that create these things, the people that that manage to come up with these ideas, these incredible ideas that everybody seems to follow, they are the different thinkers. They don't follow cliche. There's no cliche in any of the creations, in any original creation. There might be things borrowed from other sources here and there, but they're integrated in such a way that they become an original thing on their own. And he is very much a different thinker, and those are the people that I admire the most.
When do you think Lance will get John Wagner on? Is that possible?
Well, I'm here, so I can answer that if you want.
There you go. Hey,
Yeah. We'll try and get Wagner on here.
I am the law. Who said that this was the first film in the UK that was certificate 18 that did loads of box office?
The first to be number one in the box office that was in 18.
That is utter nonsense.
You can't argue with the internet.
Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels was number one in the UK, and it did 11.7 million, and that was in 1998. Train Spotting was number one in the UK. That was 1996. That did 12.4 million in the UK alone. Pulp Fiction, number one in the UK, 12.6 million. 1994.
Was Pulp Fiction in 18?
They're all 18 certificates, mate. All of them. Lock, Stock, 18.
Well, I will have a strong word with Google when this stream is over.
Fatal Attraction, 1988, 18 certificate, 15.4 million. So Basic Instinct, 1992, 15 million.
Okay, so I'll get to Lord Toxic on when you first saw this movie, Lord Toxic.
Yeah, I saw it. We used to have a big screen inside the Chow Hall in Iraq, and people would just bring in random DVDs they got from the local, Haji shops and whatnot, and then someone popped that on, and everybody was watching it, and then we were actually taking gunfire at the Chow Hall, and no one knew because the thing was so loud on the cinema on the screen, so they stopped showing action movies. They'd only play comedies and stuff after that because we were like, boy, that sounds realistic. This is
you guys.
Oh, that's fucking crazy. So yeah, Blue Collar, first time you saw Dredd then.
Yeah, so my sister Jamie, for her 30th birthday, her and my brother-in-law seen this for her birthday. And you know what sucks, guys, is I do praise me getting LASIK vision. I do like LASIK surgery. However, since getting LASIK, I can't see 3D. But this, before I LASIK, I see this in 3D. And like people said, man, I missed Avatar in 3D, but I saw Dredd 3D. This was like the best 3D experience I ever fucking saw. Like people said, when the cheek explodes and like the different water effects, we'll get into it, was an amazing 3D experience. And unfortunately, the marketing just kind of botched it. But
yeah.
So this was the first film I saw with the new 3D trend after Avatar came out in theaters. And I had such a great time. And like everyone said, compared to the Stallone version, I'm like, this movie's a masterpiece.
Oh yeah.
And Lance, I'm guessing you probably saw this straight away on release.
I did. I saw it opening weekend at the Angel View Cinema. I forget what screen it was in, but it was a decent size. Might have even been their big one. And I went with the ex-wife, also grumpy curmudgeon type, and she didn't like it. I remember she didn't like it, and we had a fierce talk about whether it was good or not as we were leaving, and I was adamant that it was a good film, and she just didn't like it, which I was quite surprised about. But I thought there was a bit of a trend around this time to sort of upscale a lot of films into 3D that weren't shot in real 3D. And so they kind of looked, you went to see a 3D film and it wasn't really 3D. Yeah. This is one of the ones that, from what I remember, was shot with the new digital format 3D cameras.
Yeah. And
it looked really great. I mean, there's one of the funny things, you probably mentioned this already, but one of the funny things at the time, and it seemed to affect the box office, was it came out, I think, within 1 or 2 weeks of the raid. And everybody was going, oh, but it's got a similar plot, and all this. And people kept saying that one had copied the other. And that's total nonsense, because they both went into production at the same time, so they wouldn't have.
I believe this DREDD actually went into production, certainly into pre-production, but certainly written way before the Raid.
Yeah, and I don't think that the Raid script is really that similar. I mean, they're just both set in tall buildings, so you could argue that they're another version of Die Hard, but with drug dealers in the building more than they emulate each other. I found them to be two completely different movies.
Absolutely.
And I've rewatched DREDD far more times than I've rewatched.
Yeah, I mean, because the lead in that is an actual human being, while DREDD is just like this this sort of like machine
automaton.
Isn't it?
And the thing is, these sorts of coincidences, they do happen. They happen. It's it's not. We often see something that's very similar to something else that comes out around about the same time. We often see this. And for the most part, they are sheer coincidence. There is no connection between these movies whatsoever.
Well, people make silly comparisons anyway. Remember, they called Avatar Dances with Smurfs. It's like, have you seen Dances with Wolves and have you seen Avatar? Can you? They're completely different. They're completely different.
Yeah, they've got similar themes, but destruction of a frontier effectively for corporate greed and all that sort of thing. But I mean, they're totally different films. So I do like the South Park version of Dances with Smurfs.
But Dances with Wolves was a bit of a rip-off of A Man Called Horse anyway.
Yeah,
absolutely right. Yes, it was. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Good knowledge.
With Dustin Honker in that, wasn't
no,
it?
it was
no. It's Richard Harris.
Richard Harris. Yeah, that's right.
I think. Do you know the Eagle Claw scene in that movie just turned my bowels to water when I first saw that. It just blew my effing mind.
I hope someone wasn't sitting behind you in the cinema.
When I was a boy, I thought, I'm going to do that one day, that Eagle Claw thing. And then when I kind of reached adulthood, I thought, you know what? I'm never going to do that.
Yeah. I thought you meant you were going to turn your bowels to water one day. That's probably happened.
So now we're going to jump into the start of the film, and it does not fuck about. I mean, it tells you exactly what's happening. It's like it's just this big city built on the ruins of the old ones, and it's a complete overcrowded hellhole, and the structure looks like it might have been beautiful if it wasn't wrecked by so much decay. And it gets straight to the lead character as well, and this time he's not wearing that big bulky fucking gold thing around his shoulders. It's all tactical, and it looks like something you would use in a fucking gunfight or a gun battle when patrolling the streets.
Looks more practical.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And once again, puts on the helmet. You don't see Carl Urban's face. And this is what makes me admire Carl Urban a little bit more as well, because he was adamant he did not want DREDD to take the helmet off. And he was constantly in character throughout the shoot as well.
He was.
Apparently he caught someone making a joke and he laughed, and he looked at him and gave him that scowl.
But he never took that off during the entire shoot.
Damn.
Yeah, it's dedication. But I hope it wasn't too much of an arsehole going method, because you get that, don't you? I mean,
no, not in the slightest.
I've heard he's a pretty decent guy, but if that's what he wanted to do, that's an actor's prerogative, because it certainly fucking works, didn't it? It worked.
It did. Yeah.
I mean, he is Judge Dredd. He's fucking Judge Dredd. And the thing is, you don't need tons of like backstory on this guy. I mean, you just need to. He just has given an idea of this guy and make it work and make it your own. And Carl does that. He's faithful while at the same time doing his own thing. And
it's like the opening 2 minutes are just dialogue, but that's all you need. The opening couple minutes, him narrating. And we already know the world, and the world doesn't need over complicated dialogue. It's just 2 minutes of exposition. So,
what do we think of the like the aesthetics of Mega City 1? Because that was, for me, that was a bit of a letdown.
I understand that.
I agree.
It lacks the look and the aesthetic of the 95.
It's missing the interconnected roadways, which are really like a massively important aesthetic of what the city should look like. The buildings can be, you can vary the buildings a bit, but you've got to have those roadways, because there's a big story in the comics that at least something like 30% of the population of the city live in road pads because they can't afford or get an actual apartment. So they live in these kind of cars that just constantly go around the roads that have got like miniature apartments in them, and some of them are really cool and have got like 3 levels and shit. So that's a key component of the city, especially with the bikes. I just didn't think it had that.
See, I'd rather like it. I actually rather like the aesthetic, the visuals on this, because I see with something like Blade Runner, you know, there was still this kind of otherworld look about LA and Blade Runner, but there was still this connectivity with you know, the world that we know, and I think that familiarity, that's that not too distant from us reality, you know, that you know, it's not a hyper reality.
Yeah.
I like that it's not too far from where we are now.
You know what it made me think of was Terminator, when they do the Terminator Salvation.
Yeah,
like you think you're going to see future world, and it's kind of in the middle of what you think that you're going to see. You know, maybe a little bit too much daylight. Like that. It's kind of put my mind to that.
Yeah. Good call. Yeah,
I would have preferred the city to look like the '95 movie or the Fifth Element. I think that would have been more.
Yeah, but this is like one of the mega cities, so who knows? Do you think the other mega city might look a little bit more advanced, even and still be a dystopia?
No, I think there was 3 mega cities, wasn't there?
The reason that it looks the way it does is that they wanted to match it with the real locations that they were using in South Africa, so they didn't want to push it too far.
But it could have been done. You know, there is.
I agree.
I think there was definitely a you know, a visual choice there. I mean, it absolutely could have been done, and they could have had all kinds of ways of matching that up.
Do you think it was down to budget as well?
Yeah.
Do you know what?
The budget was half for what it was for the Stallone film.
Yeah, which basically makes it
wow.
For you know, I suppose taken into monetary adjustment and everything and inflation, you're probably looking at this would be a quarter of what the Stallone one would have been.
But without Stallone's paycheck to have to do.
Yeah, that's right.
It's kind of like Christopher Nolan stripping back the fantastic elements of Batman, wasn't it?
Yeah, because by all accounts, this movie is considered a low budget movie.
Yeah, and I thought it was quite funny last week when I can't remember who it was. One of the panel had said about one of the effects. You know, that's a real money shot there, and I thought, no, actually, the money shot is when you first see Stallone. That's the money shot. That's the shot where all of the money went. You know, the moment you see Stallone, you know that the paycheck was the overwhelming majority of the budget for that movie. But I think they did very, very well, considering you know, you had a hamstrung director for Judge Dredd.
It is still good. I mean, because once again, this gets straight to the point where Dredd's just chasing these folks who are these perps, isn't he? That's what he calls them, the perps.
The perps.
And they're all fucking high as well, and they spot him coming after him, and he's like, "Shit, Judge!" And you can see it in slow motion as well. The way the time has just been slowed down. It's really good. It looks kind of really colourful and psychedelic, but at the same time, it's there's this griminess to it. There's an ugliness to it as well.
Can I say something and get it out of the way, and we don't have to address it again?
Go ahead. Yeah.
One of the things that doing my rewatch, I'm like, it is cool to watch the slow-mo stuff. You know, it looks cool, and I'm sure in 3D it was even cooler. But like, would that really be a fun drug to do? Like, just everything just turns into slow motion for you. I mean, like,
you know, you could do it right before your jizz.
Who knows?
I think yes is the answer.
I could.
It's like ayahuasca, isn't it? You get to meet the emperor of the universe, I think.
Yeah. I could venture an opinion, but it would be too disgusting, so I'm going to keep it to myself.
Yeah. When people take psychedelics that make them freak out and they still go back for more, so I don't know. I'm not really a drug taker.
To like what Lord Tox was saying, a friend of mine recently, we had a discussion. He took something, maybe Molly or some shit, but it took him like 45 minutes to walk to the corner store. Where the hell did Junior go? He came back like an hour and a half later. I was like, wait, it was 45 up, 45 back. My dude, that's a 45-second walk.
Jesus.
Boy, he had a good night that night.
Yeah.
I know. And yeah, there's so much in the fucking rush as well. They actually hit this fucking person. And DREDD, he doesn't fucking stop to check on him. He's like, perhaps just killed an innocent. He didn't call for fucking medic or anything. He's like, I'm taking him down.
Yeah, there's no meat wagon for recycle, was there?
Yeah, I know. Because
I meant to ask. I meant to ask, what does that mean? Recycling? Are they eating?
Recycle.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
recycle the bodies. Yeah, with
Yeah,
protein.
they take all the chemicals out. They remove the teeth. It's like a big recycling plant, like you would do with plastic or whatever.
And it's
except
shaped
it's
like a
people.
huge coffin. The building is like a massive coffin in the comic. It's great, and that's
Just think
one
of
the
Soylent
plants
Green.
that yeah, it's one of the plants that gets poisoned by
so-
the Russian agent, isn't it? In the
Yeah,
apocalypse.
so people are fucking eating people. Then.
No, I don't think they eat them, but they recycle the body parts, they
They're eating them.
recycle the organs,
Yeah.
and they pull out the teeth
Yeah.
and things and reuse them.
Yeah.
Everyone's
But I
thinking it. Meats,
As far as
back
I know,
in
they
the
don't eat
boys.
them.
Yeah,
Meats
yeah.
back in
The
boys.
nutrients are all taken out, aren't they? All of the nutrients are extracted.
Yeah.
Yum yum.
Still sounds a little cannibalistic there.
Soylent Green, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Soylent Green. Yeah,
There's
it's,
supposed to be a remake of Soylent Green coming out, isn't there?
Yeah, I don't know if that could work. I mean, I like the original Soylent Green.
I think it's been
really
shot.
nihilistic.
Been shot already, I think. I think it's been shot.
the
But
book
those
of
shots of people just fucking toppled all over each other in bed. It's like they can't get a bed, so they're all sleeping on top of each other. It's crazy, crazy movie. But
These little Toyota minibuses didn't look very futuristic, did they?
no,
They
it's
were
like
all over the
probably
place
got
here.
cheap, didn't they?
It's like it's like an airport. You go there and they're all over the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is where he shoots out the this is where he shoots out the tires. They crash, and I like the little computer on his motorbike. He tells activate crowd control, and he's like, "Be calm, do not interfere, or you will get 5 years in the isotope cube." With his real calm voice as well. They're all dead except for one, and he's taking out these people in the food court. And once again, you get more references to the recycle. Paramedics to my GPS, multiple wounded, bodies for recycle. And what we do get a little bit of the nihilistic humor from the comics here as well, but I'll get into that a little bit. But we've got to discuss this fucking awesome moment where this is where we see DREDD is an uncompromising, brutal, ruthless little fucker when he needs to. If someone there fucks around with the law, he's going to take him out. And this is
the law.
I know his negotiation, and his negotiation is shit though. But that's the laws he's going by, and that's why we like it. That's why I like his version of it. Is like if you comply now, you get life in an ISO cube without parole. And it's like,
Thanks.
yeah, it's either death or that. What's the best fucking choice? Guy's like, fuck you, I'm gonna walk out of here, and you got that? He's like, I know, I heard you, hot shot.
Hot shot.
I said, hot
shot.
He goes full Clint Eastwood here, like, doesn't he?
Oh yeah,
Vindaloo.
Yeah, turns his head into a fucking light bulb. It's it's gruesome. His head disintegrates. Everything, it melts. It's nasty. And
I told you, vaping was going to turn out to be bad for you.
Imagine the smell. Imagine the smell that would come from that.
Well,
I looked up a little trivia on this as well. Apparently, he shot him in the mouth, and it caused an area to compromise a part of his arm that caused him to seize up, so he couldn't pull the trigger. But I don't know if that is true. Toxic is that accurate?
It could be. I don't know. I've never had a incendiary round in any of my weapons, so I mean, I can't 100% say that that's what would happen. I'm not sure.
Yeah. What about the poor victims that you put incendiary round in then?
Poor victim. I mean, she was throwing her cat at him. Thank you, Judge. Can I do anything for you?
Yeah, but that's like the difference too between his delivery versus Stallone. It's like Stallone was quippy. When he says hot shot, it's not like some stupid 90s like trippy quote.
Yeah, that's the actual name of it, isn't it? Yeah, because he's not a joke machine, is he? He's serious. He means fucking.
I've met Lena Headey 3 times, by the way.
I like this. I like that actress. I know she gets some stuff.
She was Jason Fleming's ex-partner for the best part of like 15 years.
Yeah.
So that's how come I met her so many times.
And she still is his ex-partner for the next 15 years.
Longer now. They were together for about 15 years.
All right.
Give or take.
Yeah, I like
I-
Lena Headey as an actress, though. I think she was a real good Sarah Connor, and she's.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
people
agreed.
forget she's British as well. I think people forgot she was British for a while until she did Game of Thrones. But she's still a very sexy woman as well. She still looks good.
Jason actually got her a diamond when he was in South Africa for the diamond for the engagement ring he was going to give her, and for whatever reason, they didn't go ahead. And they broke up. I've got that diamond. He gave it to me. Yeah.
Lance, if the ISO cubes have no loo, where do they just go in the corner of the pod and they just fill it up?
You're asking a man who's not been in an ISO cube. So I don't know. Just remember when you saw them in the comic, they were just cubes stacked on top of each other with people sitting on a bed. But I don't ever remember seeing a toilet.
Sit in your own piss.
It probably rolls back into the wall when it's not in use.
Christ, I know it just makes this world even more harsher as well. I mean, this is how fucking harsh it is as well. This machine comes around saying, "Don't worry, food court will be open in 30 minutes after we clean up all the dead bodies." It's like that is fucking funny. That is so funny.
Yeah.
That is so dark as well.
I mean,
and
that's New York now, isn't it?
He said it before I said it. I was thinking it.
fucking
right,
Homer-like as well. Never mind.
Yeah.
So and we're at the Hall of Justice. It's just a normal building, and this is where we meet Cassandra Anderson. And
God.
yeah, she is. She's fucking good. She is gorgeous. She is absolutely gorgeous.
Oing,
She's a
oing,
good
oing.
Oh yeah.
I think she's average.
Really?
I
Good.
don't think she's gorgeous at all, and she's
Yeah.
too small to be
Fine.
Anderson. The actress here is only 5'3", whereas Anderson would be kind of normal sized or tall end.
My take on it is this is young Anderson before we got to meet her.
Yeah.
When we meet her in the comic, she's a
Yeah.
vet. She's a veteran, you know.
I think I liked her because she has an innocence to her, which makes a nice contrast to Dredd's seasoned veteran. I mean, and she can be badass, but at the same time, she's very vulnerable as well. She's still very naive.
I would just corrupt her, me. Sorry.
This is where they went wrong. This is the main thing they got wrong here, was having Anderson in it at all, because Anderson wasn't Dredd's rookie. Anderson would have
I'm glad you.
a final assessment by another PSI judge.
Yeah,
And actually, there's quite a few rookies that he had in the comic. There's a whole episode where he's just taking rookies out for like a training session. It's great. Only 2 of them get through out of the 12 or something for the next stage.
The character of Anderson is wrong as well, because Anderson's a bit lippy, isn't she? She's a bit flippant with him. She doesn't really care.
She's proper badass. She's like basically like Vasquez in Aliens, except with psionic powers.
She calls him things like Joe baby and things like that. She doesn't give a shit about his authority.
Were you saying toxic or something?
I'm glad he brought that up, because that was the special trivia that I learned on my most recent deep dive, because I too saw this and thought, this is kind of inserty, like I'm not really feeling this. This is kind of silly. I can't wear my helmet because my powers don't work with it, and this and that. Like she
there's a bit of a hole. There is a plot hole, because when she comes across the corrupt female judge, she realizes that she is corrupt. So
yeah,
I don't know. Is it only interrupted when she wears it? But she can.
Well,
still
I mean, presumably. But the big thing with that was, like, I was kind of on the same opinion that he was with, like this really unnecessary insert of the character. But on the deep dive, I found out that the Hall of Justice wanted one of two things. They wanted her on the inside with the judges because of her capacity with her power, because otherwise she might wind up with the gangs, and they didn't want a psychic working with the gangs. And then the opposite was, it was like a win-win, because like if she doesn't make it, because the 1 in 5 rookies get X'd out when they go out, and she specifically, the chief judge says, throw her in the deep end, sink or swim. So it's a problem solved either way. Either she rises above and becomes part of the team, and she's with one of the harshest judges, more than likely she's going to get X'd out. So instead of just like eliminating her as a threat, they took her from the orphanage and brought her up, and is like, listen, you're either going to be pissing outside the tent or pissing in it. So it's one or the other. So I thought that was really interesting, because it is one of the biggest issues I had with the movie. I was like, well, I don't really need this inserted sidekick character, because that's what I didn't like about the 95. But that little bit of information that I got recently, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Best thing, she's above 18.
That-
Yeah.
that- yes,
I mean, I
good
could still
point.
like her because she does still have a character arc as well. She's still very naive and she does develop. I mean, but yeah, this is me who's still a bit of a novice to the comics. But I know one of RT's talking about Anderson Saved the City from Judge Death, and I'm thinking that's one of the earlier comic strips as well, wasn't it? When we first did Judge Death.
It's before issue 100, I think. Judge Death, round 50.
Yeah, because I was reading
took
some of
me
the
out
old
to
ones
the-
from the old Judge Dredd case files where it was showing the very first like loads of strips from him, and Judge Death was in that story, and I knew one of the female officers had him possessed, so they could lock her up, put her in some kind of cryostasis, and keep him contained because you can't kill Judge Death.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks to RT. You don't have to keep fucking donating money unless you.
Yeah, mate, save it for my stream, so I don't mind having your money. That's fine.
I
Yikes.
reckon he's won the lottery.
No, it's in the third year. Third year
was
volume
just-
3 of the complete case files. I must have got the wrong version then.
I was just going to say that I think it was was year 3. Yeah.
But
RRTNZ is a legend of the chat. He is literally everywhere at the same time.
He is. I think there's like 20 of them. They're like clones, manning these computers in New Zealand.
Maybe an
well,
AI.
the world needs more RTs.
We need to do a special a special stream just for RT and Z that has something to do with either Chuck Norris or Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah, I'll have to do something like that. Yeah,
I'm a massive Flight of the Conchords.
He's a big
Hell yeah.
DC
I've
guy
only
as
seen
well.
the first series. I keep meaning to watch the
Get him
second.
on for a Batman
God,
stream.
It is funny. It is funny. So
Yeah.
yeah.
By the way, Judge Death first appeared in issue 149.
Wow. So we're talking about 1980 there.
So I might have just
probably.
an issue that's jumped
It would have been the third year, like you said. Issue
I think I stopped buying them before it got that far.
No, I got them up until about issue 500.
Did you get into Rogue Trooper and Strontium Dog and ABC?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I love Strontium Dog, especially
Strontium
Rogue
Dog's
Trooper.
great.
Rogue Trooper got a bit like it was good when it started, but they carried on that searching for the traitor storyline went on for fucking forever, and I kind of lost patience with it.
And then they brought him back as somebody else and Americanized it. They kind of ruined Rogue Trooper. They changed his name to Friday.
Isn't there an animated version of that?
There was talk of them doing an animated movie.
Thank you.
It's been done. I'm sure it's been done. I'm sure it's been made, but it's not out yet.
Well, it's supposed to be directed by Duncan Jones,
right?
Who is David Bowie's son.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that.
He turned down the job for Dredd. He turned down the director job for this.
Yeah, I think I remember Inside Man telling me that on the last week's stream. Was it, or was it you? Can't remember.
No, it wasn't me. More importantly, he's Ironman's son.
See, obviously, this Anderson, she's failed 3 times, but because she's so powerful, they're going to give her another chance. Dredd's not very. He's still a bit wary about it though, but he is going to take her on. And and he's laying down what goes on with this world as a judge as well. Like most of these rookies don't always make past day 1, can get killed straight away. So it's an unforgiving crime. And if you don't sentence them correctly, it's an automatic fail. I mean, so these people are ruthless. They do not fuck about. You get it right or you don't get it at all. Yeah, you shouldn't lose your primary weapon, everything, and he even says that crime is just completely overriding the city, and they're only able to do 6% of the crime, and he's letting her make the choice. He's actually giving her a chance to sort of use her initiative to see if she can cut it by herself independently. And I know people are complaining about Anderson here, but I do like their chemistry, and I still prefer her over Rob Schneider, who he's really unfunny.
The stapler.
Yeah. He's a stapler. He's cursed. Pizza. Doopy, 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 doo.
The Anderson character is fine had it not been Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this version she's still a good character. Maybe if she's not a good adaptation of the original character, but sometimes it is what it is. So I still
she is to Anderson what Stallone was to Dredd.
Blimey.
I don't think she's.
But she still looks like she's playing trying to
right.
play the part with some kind of dignity, though. She's still taking it seriously, and still giving her a character to play off of. And
Mm.
And this is where we meet Mama as well, and she's probably become one of my favorite villains as well. I mean, she's just totally cold, ruthless. She's not too far from Dredd. She's completely uncompromising. She does not compromise her standards. She'll happily fucking slaughter innocent people to survive. She's got this. She's manic. She's psychotic. Everything. And Lena Headey is looking like she's having the fucking ball playing this complete nut job.
Also, seeing these water effects right there in 3D, this was epic. It was fantastic.
Yeah. I still think she's out, even though she looks like a meth head. But I don't know. That's just me.
I've been worse.
I mean, that's a good-looking girl where you come from, isn't it? So
yeah, that's
Northern Waste.
fucking 10 where I come from. That's a fucking 10.
She's very
She's
the May Queen. She's the May Queen in Hall.
I can just imagine the kind of compliments that you pay to a girl from your way. Hey, baby, nice tooth.
Yeah. Want to come back to my tent?
You sick bastard.
Billy Connolly dancing with a girl, and he says, "You don't sweat much for a fat bird."
Mystery.
So yeah, this part where there's these rogue fucking drug dealers that have been dealing on the patch, even though they've been warned, they still kept fucking doing it. So they're making an example of them, and once again, it doesn't fuck about. This shows just exactly how psychotic this woman is. I mean, she just says, "Skin them, toss them over."
Well, she's not only psychotic. See, what I read from it is she's a mirror image of Dredd.
She's uncompromising like him, isn't she?
Yeah, no, she hands down her brand of justice just as harshly and just as with as much finality as he does.
Yeah,
wow, that's a good call.
Yeah, I think that's why it makes the final confrontation between them so well when he's like, "How do you plead?" and she just blows smoke in his face, doesn't say fuck all, and he's like, "Defense noted."
But see, also that right there is torture because, to what we said earlier about the whole slow mo, him with slow mo first. Imagine falling to your death in slow motion.
There's no fucking skin on you as well.
Imagine getting skinned in slow motion.
Yeah, I mean that's a living hell. Holy fuck, man!
Like 3 to 5 business days to get to the ground floor.
Imagine sex in slow motion.
Yeah, and she does it so casually as well, doesn't she? She does it so casually. She orders it so casually when he says, "Well, do some with slow mo." She's like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." It's like, what the hell, man?
Well, plus, guys, this is 2012. Remember, people, strong female badass characters that nobody cried woke all the time.
And she is very fleshed out. She's had some fucking trauma, and it's kind of numbed her to all the harshness of the world. It's like, this is the world I live in.
Well. I mean, as you say, she is in essence a victim, and that's been the cause of her. I suppose a mental decline, really, or a sociopathic behavior.
Mental and physical decline. So.
Yeah, and fucking hell, it does make me laugh seeing the horrified faces of people who see this shit. I don't know why. I don't know. It cracks up whenever people are like, "Oh my god, they're so gross."
Also, as I said too, man, with the slow version, that felt very PG-13. This is a hard R.
I know it does not fuck about. It has earned that hard R.
That's why I said the slow version being an R. I'm like, watch that and watch this. How the fuck was that an R? Like.
I know. I mean, you see like blood splats in the original, but it's not that bad. So obviously, it comes up, and this is where they decide to take this the murder case as well, and it's looking like it's just going to be a routine case where they take down some peps who are murdering people, and they're in for they're going to get more than they fucking bargained for.
What was the statistic that he spouts at her? It's like we have 7,000 calls a day and we get to 6% of them.
He said 17,000 per day.
Yeah, deal with 6% of the crime.
Yeah, that sounds like Britain right now.
So
like
94% doesn't fucking get solved. 94% goes unpunished. That's today's world, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the UK.
Yeah. Well, but it's like people said when she says, "Okay, which 6%?" I'm gonna let you decide because there is no rhyme or reason which 6% do we solve. It's just whatever we have time for.
I know. So the crime is overrun, and there doesn't seem to be enough judges that are willing to fucking at least try and
New York.
punish the criminals. And yeah, you get these skater punks as well, and it looks very irrelevant at the moment. But it's one thing that's showing it's just there's still good people in this mega block, even though they have to go through a lot of scumbags as well to survive.
Yeah.
And it does come into play later as well, which I liked. And yeah, they're going, and this shows as well that Dredd is just an unforgiving enforcer. I mean, he fucking harasses a fucking homeless guy as well. I mean, fair play. Sure, we didn't have a flamethrower, but
that's why you like Dredd, huh?
Yeah,
like the saying there, homeless junkie. He's not pretending, is he? Homeless junkie.
He's a vagrant.
Yeah, we're gonna debate myself for credits.
That homeless guy's so lucky that Luke wasn't there because his entire he would have fucking unloaded his entire clip and
Hot shot.
Goddamn.
I forgot. Anderson says something that makes him change his mind and goes, "Don't you be here when I get back?" And yeah, he pays for it. He fucking pays for it by not leaving later, which I thought was also very fucking hilarious in a dark way.
As they should.
Which is funny, like this guy gets 3 weeks in ISO cubes just for being there. Like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's harsh. This is
what I heard about homeless people. Don't they have homes to go to? I mean, get lost.
Once again, this shows that Anderson is actually more human and empathetic than Dredd as well. He's like, I grew up in a block like this, and I think I could make a difference here. And Dredd's kind of he seems puzzled by optimism here as well. He says, "Admirable."
Just real quick, a small detail. Did you read the homeless guy's sign? It says, "Homeless junkie will debase myself for credits."
Yeah,
I just made me laugh. Like,
okay, that does feel more 2008 humor than fucking Rob Schneider humor. And actually, is it Rob Schneider humor? I don't know.
I'll set myself on fire for credits.
Bum fights.
Oh, it's more fun when I do it.
Yeah. We'll play the stapler for credits.
We'll suck for cigarettes.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell,
is that just a general statement, or are you?
Imagine sex in slow-mo.
Whatever you like, Lance.
One day, Nix, I will ask the full.
I'm out of cigarettes, man. Sorry.
Oh yeah, let's have a look. I've missed.
To borrow one.
Look, you see an addict has to get a £5 blow job.
Gotta think positive.
Exactly.
Anderson is a psychic DEI hire. I don't know. At least she's a good looking one. Nah, she's way too hot to be a DEI hire.
But that might be a good thing now.
Okay, all right. It's, Drew Gordon, Rebellion still need to do the final ABC Warriors, Mech Files, and Hardback. Bastards. I think that might be something that I mentioned earlier. Dredd undergoes a significant shift as a character because he does compromise at the end of the film when he passes Anderson. Yeah, so it's like a little involvement, but it's not laid on thick the way the 95 version was. I mean, we didn't need that story where he starts to contemplate his existence and he becomes human.
Right.
No,
he doesn't turn into Jack Reacher gassing her up and saying, "You know how smart I always thought you were, Anderson.
What?
I didn't tell you today. I haven't said it 3 times in this episode."
He's got big boobies.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a bit of the Uninspired hours review on this as well, and damn, that is a fucking good video. It made me understand the world a little bit more as well. And
screw him, man. He's quitting YouTube. Fucking
yeah. He's not relevant anymore. Let's have a look.
Don't quit Uninspired. Don't quit. Don't listen to these people.
Exactly.
It's not a max in my country, Jamalama. Oh, well, time to call my friend Jack. We got to sail some high seas. Yes, please do. Since Amazon are putting fucking adverts on your subscriptions, they deserve it.
Bullshit.
And I think Netflix are doing that right now, depending on what tier you're on.
So as they were going in here, I think we missed it. They said that there's 70,000 people living in this block.
That's crazy.
In Mega City 1, basically every block is like a mini city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of 50 to 70,000 people, whatever.
There's like 800 million people living in the mega city.
That's what Dredd said the open monologue. 800 million.
Yeah, 800 million people, so almost as many as London.
These numbers, man.
Yeah. Nearly.
No, but then again, it's hanging out with Anderson that does give him a little bit of humanity. But once again, it doesn't still change who he is. He's still this law enforcer who sees the world in black and white. He sees people as law-abiding or law-breaking, and that's it. If you're law abiding, you're fine. If you're law breaking, you have to be punished no matter what.
Yeah. But he will let the occasional person go, like the homeless guy there. That's a kind of theme in the comics as well. If he doesn't have time, he'll let the lesser criminal go. You know, like
Yes.
that's a crime.
Yeah,
It
no,
should be
'cause,
this. However,
'cause I
I'm
mean,
doing this right now. Don't let me see you again. That kind of thing.
Yeah, but it pays off, doesn't it? Because he follows up like before all the crap hits the fan. You know, he's already had it. He's like, nope, get up. I told you. I warned you. You know, I mean, so
yeah. Plus, even the comics, he does get a little bit of humanity, where he's on the care staff with this poor family who's feeding them this food. He actually does have some sympathy, saying these hillbillies can barely scrape together a decent food, yet they're spending their time trying to make some for us. And yeah, I like little hints like that. I don't like it when it's laid thick. It's just a little tiny hint of something that chips away at the armor without exposing them too much. Because Dredd should not change as a character. He should just have little hints and still be the same guy.
He has a kind of crisis of conscience later on in the comics where they're having like democracy demonstrations and things, and they got agents provocateur in the crowd that are undercover judges who are trying to sabotage it all, and that didn't sit very well with him. And it kind of in the comics it leads to him taking the long walk and quitting eventually.
Yeah. Well, I think that's good if the day that Dredd does become truly human, he takes the long walk. So I think that's when you've truly killed the character off now, when he does finally become human and not see the world in black and white. But
that's I like right here. He's just so matter of fact. Like, he just don't know the body. Some people freaked out and grossed out. Like, just whatever. To him, it's like just meat. Like, he doesn't care.
I know, and there's some good prosthetics here as well. I mean, oh god, that is nasty. That is nasty. They probably
imagine being down there, because that's like their food court, right? Like that's like their mall food court.
It really is too.
You're on your way to go to get a Sbarro's pizza, and this skinned meat bag flops in front of you.
Some of that splattered on your sandwich. Are you still going to eat the sandwich, or are you not? That's a dilemma.
I'm going to eat the sandwich because I'm poor.
Yeah, just tear off the body part and carry on.
I'm wasting meat.
The chef were probably wondering, oh my god, if only there were such a large crowd, I could have got some more fucking products. I mean, it's true with McDonald's do the same, so who knows? But yeah, this is where they found out about slow-mo because he's got the burns in his mouth from the inhaler, and this is where he speaks to the paramedic guy who informs him about the slow-mo drug that's been distributed here, it's been sold here, and it's run by someone called Mama. And and later on, this is where we found out about Mama as well, her backstory, and
we just heard that.
Yes, there's one little hint as well, because apparently somewhere is the name Hershey popping up in one of the monitors, so she's in this universe somewhere. Yeah. In fact, there was going to be a Judge Death in this movie, but they thought, no, this is going to be too much for this very strict backstory, so we're going to leave it out. So who knows, if we did get a sequel to this or a TV show, we would have got a Judge Death. And maybe a war against the McDonald's and the Burger King gang. Who knows? In the cast there.
Well, like right there, they tell her, like, she's like, what is slow-mo? He says that time is passing at 1% of normal speed. So I can't even fathom the numbers, like 1%. Yeah. You perceiving time. Like, holy shit, dude. 1%?
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch the Three Stooges while I do work on my wrist and TV.
What's with this Clint Eastwood impression we keep getting? What's going on?
So Judge Dredd has obviously been inspired by the man with no name a little bit. This character was sort of mysterious, and he never really changes who he is, but you still see hints of humanity.
That's who everybody wanted him to play him in a movie when it was first talked about, because Eastwood was still young enough at the time.
Man, imagine if they had given Carl Urban the gunslinger role, if they had ever gotten the Dark Tower stuff done right. Man,
that's being remade. That's a TV series.
In fact, I actually was hoping he would have been Batman in Snyder's universe, because this came out the same year that the Batman and Superman film was announced that it was going to be made, and they still hadn't found a Batman yet. And then and I thought Carl Urban would be perfect. He's got that good snarl when he's at the top of his head is covered. He's got that sort of dark, sort of Clint Eastwood style brooding voice. He could nail it, but. Then we got Ben Affleck, and he was fucking good. Shame the script was shit. But this is where we get a bit of exposition on Mama. We found out about her past. Her pimp scarred her, so she bit his dick off. Fucking Last House on the Left style. She took over. She took over the whole block. She killed every clan that fucking tried to take over the block. She's worked her way up really well, and she's just become this totally ruthless fucking clan leader.
As a friend, it does kind of bother me how just callously just said, like, she bites a dick off. Like, come on, dude. Like, Christ. Ow.
Yeah, I mean, I think she was originally going to be a very older woman, but Lena Headey said make her middle-aged and give her more of a man-hating personality. So
It's pronounced Heedy, by the way.
Heedy. Oh, yeah.
It's Headley.
Yeah, she's not going to be on my fucking streams now. Sorry.
You never
Yeah,
know.
it's got an E in it. Tell us she's pronounced it wrong. It clearly says Headley.
She won't come on a YouTube channel, man. Ever. Trust me. Won't come on no one's channel.
That sucks.
But this is like a little flashback where she's just gouging the eyes of Domhnall Gleeson's character, and we get to meet him a little bit later as well. And Jesus Christ, man, it's brutal. She does not give a fuck, but that's why she's so memorable. I mean, look at that smile. Come on,
dude, that's a great scene right there.
Yeah, come on, that's the face of an angel. Come on.
Boy, that's like Viagra for me.
Yeah, she's got that bloody dick juice in them running down the mouth there. So.
Why?
I got a visual in my head now.
Yeah, man. Don't be putting in those northern skank visuals for us. It's traumatic already.
Bloody dick juice.
Yeah, they may not look much, but hey, they you know, I'll let you use your imagination there.
I know I'm doing after this stream.
It's quite terrifying.
This is the part of the stream. If Enzo was here, he'd say he used to be in a band called Bloody Dick Juice.
Yeah, you probably would say. Sounds like a great band name. Sounds like a great punk band name.
Yeah, it's like Lance would say he's got the soundtrack on vinyl.
Yes, this is where the plan is, where they're gonna stop fucking Mama now. So yeah, bring this whole operation down because she's wanted for murders. They've got to enforce the law. They can't just run tail.
I am the law.
Yeah, and we cut to these random junkies scoring. This is where we meet Kay as well, who's one of their flunkies who was actually responsible for skinning the guy, and he becomes the leverage they need as well to gain information on Mama.
I really rate that actor, by the way.
He's good. He's
Wood Harris.
He's a downright he's unapologetic asshole, and he's the way.
He's in Remember the Titans, the Disney.
Yep.
Yeah,
he was great. He had a small part on Justified, and he killed it on Justified.
Yeah,
right. Sure.
Yeah, he's fucking good, man. This guy is and he can tell he's having fun playing this scumbag as well. The way he mocks Anderson later on as well by putting images of him shagging her, giving her a good hard shag.
Yeah, he could have done one better and just imagined himself as Elliot Page, and then that would have really fucked her up.
Oh yeah.
Elliot Page is a very handsome woman.
Holy schmoly.
I mean, if I'm drunk enough.
He could have done the Amelia Perez song number in her head. That would have messed things.
You know why I say that, right? Because Elliot Page in their book came out and said that they had a fling with Thirlby during Juno.
Oh damn!
And she didn't want that. Didn't want that put out.
Ellen Page was a cute girl.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her being in Juno. She was a friend, wasn't she? On it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You asshole! Elliot Page was not in Juno. Ellen Page was in Juno.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Elliot Page.
Misogynist.
So yeah, now this is where we sort of see how naive she is as well. Is like, I can tell this is your first time in non-sim combat. You've left your helmet.
Right.
Yeah, but the helmet interferes with my psychic abilities, and he's like, I think a bullet would interfere more. So it's still a good line there as well.
Good line.
Yeah.
Touche.
Right, Jed, just pop her a cherry. Come on.
Yikes!
Yeah.
Jeez, what kind of vodka did you go buy? Rapey vodka?
No, it's called Flame. See.
What?
The one of your fucking method friends there.
This is awesome. Flame vodka, high quality for the stream.
The vodka for the man who wants spicy dick juice.
Does it burn when you take a piss?
What to find out?
It always burns when I take a piss.
If I have any complaints about this movie, and they're very few, but if I have any complaints, I think they kind of blow their wad really early on with the slow-mo gunfight right at the beginning. I would have
early on.
Oh, right. No, I disagree with that.
because the rest of them kind of pale in comparison the other gunfights, I mean, there's a couple good ones, but this is like the big epic one that everybody kind of remembers, and it's like the first one they do, and all the rest of them kind of pale in comparison a little bit.
Yeah, because it is mostly normal gunfights, isn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe it's just
that is a good point, though. That is a good point, but
I think it's perfectly placed. Personally, I do. I think it's perfectly placed.
It
and,
does hook you, though, doesn't it? It hooks
yeah, it does,
you.
and I think the subsequent gunfights.
You know what kind of movie you're gonna. Well, you already do, but you kind of know what you're gonna get.
And I do think the subsequent gunfights are actually pretty good.
Yeah,
but they could
spectacular.
They could have had another one more similar to this though, because that was actually the best one.
Yeah.
But yeah, but in terms of the tone of the movie, it does show the fact that this is what the bad guys, after they took the slow motion, this is what they're seeing, how they're feeling as this. So it does fit the atmosphere, and Luke will show it. Like, I'm watching it right now again too. Just even in 2D, that cheek shot when the bullet comes out of his cheek, it's fucking amazing. But in 3D, man, so if you had a 3D theater, man, I would go back right now if I could go see this in 3D just for this scene alone.
I love the trope in sci-fi movies, sci-fi action movies, where they take the cops' standard guns and just like put a bunch of tricked out stuff on a regular gun, make it look like it's, because those are just Glock 17s that they're carrying.
Yeah, I mean, they did the same thing in Star Wars. I mean, I think Han Solo's gun was like a Mauser, wasn't it? And
it was indeed,
it was. They had a fucking Beretta with some kind of.
Well, it's like in Predator 2, like they just all have regular pistols with like laser sights on them. Like that's, but everybody's scaring this. It's supposed to make it look futuristic.
I mean, even the stormtrooper blasters, they're Sterling submachine guns that have been cut down, and of course we got the pulse rifles. They're Thompson SMGs with a pump action shotgun there, sort of underneath. So with a different housing, obviously.
I do have to say that the sound effects for the guns in this movie sound a hell of a lot better than the '95 version.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that noise. But I think they also used the slowed down to Justin Bieber song during the slow mo.
Yeah, that's right.
Well.
Yeah.
That's weird. That fucking hell. I'm gonna have to.
Well, it was. I can't remember the song, but I know. I think part of the experiment in the score, it was slowed down. But for licensing reasons, they couldn't actually use the actual song, so they did their version of the song and then slowed their version of the song down. But I think that, I mean, the score, I really love the score. I think it's a really, really kind of dirty, futuristic, nasty sort of score. It's a really gritty kind of sound, much better, I think, than the Alan Silvestri, sweeping strings and brass and all that kind of stuff. I just think it doesn't fit. It's a nice score, unmemorable, doesn't, I can't think of a single tune within that score or motif within that score that really sticks with me. It's instantly forgettable, but it's nice. With this, again, I mean, it's not exactly the kind of stuff that you hum. It's more sort of atmospheric. It's almost, I suppose you could even
like
call it
grungy
diegetic.
rock punk.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it almost does feel like it's diegetic.
Yeah.
Rather than score at times.
Yeah.
I wasn't keen on the music in this film, to be fair.
Was you not? I think
it got a bit headbangery at times. It's like trying to kind of force a mood on me when they should actually be setting the mood with the story itself and the film itself. But they're trying to get you pumped up with the music, and it's just not my kind of music, so it was never going to pump me up.
Yeah, but I think with the Alan Silvestri one, it tried to make Dredd sound more heroic, and this, I'll give credit. This music doesn't really do it here. It's just something that's really grimy and harsh, and because I think it makes sense because it's a very unpleasant world that we're sort of drawn into here.
Yeah.
We have to remember that he is not a hero. He's not even an anti-hero. He is a fascist. He's part of the fascist police state. That is what he is. End of story. And that's exactly what Pat Mills and John Wagner have said. He is not an anti-hero, and he is not a hero. He's a fascist. He's a fascist pig.
He's a guy doing the job and doing it in what he thinks is right, what he thinks is moral.
Yeah, we still love him.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
But I like the fact that he does have morals, even if you don't agree with him. His moral is just to uphold the law, and he does show hints of conscience. Like he does get pissed off that Mama slaughters a bunch of innocents just to get to him and Anderson.
Yeah.
But once again, it's not laid on thick. You know, he's still a fucking authoritarian, isn't he? For the fucking big government.
I mean, the judges are raised basically from children. They're very much like the Gestapo, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been brainwashed into this kind of life. That's all they know. You know, they don't they don't have a concept of anything outside what they've been, what's been driven into their minds.
Yeah,
Actually,
they don't
what Mel-
understand fairness. They don't understand fairness. They just understand what the rules are.
Exactly. Do you know,
Yep.
that's a really good point to have made, Mel, because when you look at the Hitler Youth, the way the Hitler Youth were, you know, this kind of indoctrination and everything, and you know, they've been brought up to believe and think a certain way, and that is it. They don't think anything outside of that way that's been imposed upon them. You know, they can't see. You know, it's very much the North Korean attitude, I suppose. You know, they don't know anything outside of what they know. Anything that's outside of what they know is something that they don't need to know or feel they don't need to know.
It's funny you mention all that about fascism and Nazis and stuff like that. And there's a little documentary on the Blu-ray movie about 2000 AD and Judge Dredd, and in one particular part it says that the glint on his visor
was an SS.
it looks like an SS symbol. Yeah. I don't think it was intended, but you know, it's kind of
because I mean they had the X's, didn't they, as well? The Nazis there, was it like a double X or something?
Well, even like eagles, like were sort of
right.
Like the Valkyries as well. Yeah,
like the Germans used them, the Romans used them.
The story of the actual Valkyries as well, who tried to assassinate Hitler, is very fucking fascinating. But getting back to the story as well. I mean, he's letting Anderson call the shots as well, and once again, she handles herself very well, even though she's hesitant. She calls in the meat wagon for the dead bodies and sentencing for the ISO cubes for the ones that have survived the slaughter, because they've practically slaughtered these fucking guys, haven't they? They just came in and went bang, 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 bang. So anyway, I start blasting. Fucking Danny DeVito style. Love it.
Oh yeah.
So he really has one mirror image, and that's Rico, who's unbelievably underused. I can't see Chopper as any kind of mirror. He represents a different point of view. But that's the whole point of his character is you know, the law has no face, and that's why you never see Judge Dredd's face. And if you don't, you censor it, don't you? Or you put it in the shadows. I mean, they could have found ways of having Stallone's not show his face, you know, even though he has his helmet off a lot.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. 95 is the 95 Judge Dredd. And this is where we found out Kid was the guy who was skinning some of the people on there. So now they realise, okay, they've got someone that can lead them to Mama. And
well, it's cool that she can see it too. She can see what they did. So it's got to be haunting for her, like watching the actions of what these guys are doing, skinning people alive, man. It's just brutal.
I know you only see like 1 second of the skin being like sliced off, but God, it's pretty harrowing 1 second. And he's like, I'm 99% sure he did it, and he's like, we can't. What was it? We can't arrest a perp on 99%.
We said we can't execute him on 99%.
That's him. Yeah. That's.
I'm like, I mean, come on, dude. 99% is good enough.
I know. I think that's right with his character. He wants it to be very precise. 1% chance it could be off. That's not good.
It's like 99.9%, but it's still 0.01%.
I would have done it at 97. Like, it looks a bit shifty, doesn't it?
I would have done it at 50.
Toss a coin. Toss a coin, mother.
Heads or tails.
I know what you're thinking, punk. To do tails or heads.
What's Tom Gleason's character's name? I keep calling him Hacker, but I didn't look his fucking name up. Give me a second. Which one? But anyway, this is where he sees Dredd and Anderson on the camera with Kay, and she's not happy about it as well. So she's very skeptical at first. She's like, they're just probably going to take him in, and that's it. But then she realizes no, they got to fucking shut the place down because he could probably lead to the end of their empire. So they kill these security guards and they take over the whole tower block now, and they even get through to, I don't know, the main communications responsible for the system, and to tell them to lock down the power, and even shut off transmission so DREDD can't call for backup.
Yep.
So yeah, once again, ruthless and smart. She's a very smart character. She has tracks covered, and he's obviously got these new eyes as well. He's got the red around him, and you get a little close up of the eyes as well. They do sort of look like they're a little bit digitized, robotics, whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely future tech, but it's not unrealistic. I mean, I've seen articles with contacts now. They can put cameras and contact lenses right now. So imagine another 10, 15 years, they will have people getting artificial eyes to have cameras built into them. It's not, I mean, science fiction often has basis in reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, he's thinking of making a move for your gun, and which is not a good thing to do when you're in this fucking world. But it kind of seems to pay off something that was set up in Judge Dredd 95, where he goes, "You could take your old bloody arm off if you touch that," and no one does in that movie. No one loses their arm touching that gun. Here, he does later. He fucking tries to grab the gun and kill Anderson, and it fucking blows his hand off. It's brilliant.
He should have known, though, shouldn't he? You would think the public would know about something like that.
Yeah, no, you'd have thought Mama would have figured this out as well and told him, but then again, he seems like someone who was a bit ignorant and probably was told it, but didn't fucking listen. Who knows?
Arrogance gets you killed, man.
I know. And a lot of criminals are very arrogant, and that's why they always get fucking caught.
It's also funny. She's reading his mind, too.
Yeah. They muck some old lady and bossed about on Facebook, and they wonder how the fucking didn't get away with it.
Quite a big guy there. Look at the size of him compared to Alban with the helmet on as well.
Yeah, I know.
It's almost some kind of dark comedy, though, where she's like, "Sir, he's thinking about making a move for your gun." Dredd looks at him. He's like, he just changed his mind.
Yeah, I know.
It's dark humor, like, yeah, okay, not a good idea.
Yeah, it is a funny movie, and I love how they just play it fucking dead serious. It's like it should be, and once again, a nice little payoff for him telling the vagrant to fucking move, go somewhere else, and he doesn't. The place shuts down, and he gets crushed underneath it. Fucking hell! And it's dark. That's some very dark humor there.
Yeah, super checking, man. Nice.
And that's the thing. I mean, again, it's another thing that they did absolutely correct. You know, they kept some of the satirical elements from the comic books in this movie, whereas there was no satire left in the Stallone one. Nothing.
Yeah, it was just dumb jokes, wasn't it? With Rob
Yeah.
Schneider being very, very unfunny. Lance tried to teach NAB how to pronounce things. Poor thing can't spell potato if his life depended on it. It is. It's P-O. Potato. There, I spelled it. Fuck you.
I do like small things too. They show a kid wearing basically a VR helmet. Like I have an Oculus headset in my bedroom right now, and this was 2012. So Oculus, them kind of VR helmets are again part of like reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking on the chats right now. Chopper and PJ maybe are both anarchic kids. Perhaps mirroring is the wrong metaphor. They are opposites. Kraken and machismo robots are more dark mirrors.
Yeah, Carl.
This is why I really need to read more of the Judge Dredd. I've only read a few of the old case files, and I'm reading some of the care staff as well. I am just on the bit where the McDonald's gang are trying to have a war with the Burger King gang. It's crazy shit.
Mate, you want to read the Block War story and then Apocalypse War? It's all connected.
Yeah.
One long
Kraken,
thing.
it refers
Best
to
story
Kraken
ever.
there. Kraken was a clone of Dredd that took his place after we did the long walk, but then he went bad.
Yeah, the comics are really good. They are very bonkers, but I think that's why I like it. I like these like bonkers dystopian things where people are just forming these weird gangs with these weird beliefs that make no fucking sense, but you go along with it anyway because it's a world gone mad.
Some of the names of the blocks as well.
Yes, named
absolutely crazy. Like, I mean, there's a Benny Hill block.
Yeah, John Wayne.
Imagine doing that while they were shooting fucking villains.
In one of the comics, they had a fight where they had a dispute between two blocks, so they made two guys fight, and it was George Michael block and Andrew Ridgely block.
Get it?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine, I'm trying to think of a good George Michael joke to go over this, but yeah, nothing.
George Michael block 1.
I know. Mystery, to be precise, in the original comics, they're both clones of Fago. Rico went bad and was sent to Titan for 20 years. When he came back for revenge, DREDD gunned him down. Pat Mills wrote it. Yeah, so the original 95 did kind of borrow a little bit from the story, but yeah, it was probably executed badly. But now they're trapped in now, and Mama makes this announcement that, you know, she wants everyone to go indoors and she wants all the clans to hunt down fucking DREDD and Anderson and kill them. And
It's all about the bounty.
Them, yeah, she'll kill them and she'll kill their families. I mean, ruthless. The amount of power she displays on the screen, and she's this very tiny woman as well. She's a very tiny, skinny woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's uber tiny in real life.
Donald Gleason was one of the Weasleys as well, wasn't he?
I think he was in the later ones.
No, he's not. Donald Gleason's not in Harry Potter.
Are you sure? I thought he was one of the older brothers.
No, the older brothers, the older Weasley brothers are played by a pair of actual twin actors.
No, there's brothers older than the twins, isn't there?
Yeah, there's about 3 other brothers, isn't there?
I don't know. I'll have to check it out.
I don't think he's in it. I don't remember him being in it, but then, God, when I rewatched those films, they were fucking boring.
You miss that still, like the dialogue there. I will kill you in the next generation of your family. Like,
yeah.
goddamn lady. Jesus Christ.
So now this is where the plot really is starting to kick off. I mean, now they've got to fight to survive, and they've got to find a place to. They've got to get to the place. The only place they can find that is safe is the medical section. So
yeah, you're right. He played Bill Weasley. Sorry,
Bill Weasley.
Yeah, I thought
such
it was
a good performance. I completely missed it.
I always tend to forget what happens in those fucking movies. The wife gets me to watch them occasionally, but I still forget a lot what happens. So,
oh well, expelli furiosa. That's it. So,
my clothes have just fell off, Lance. What happened there?
Such is my magical powers. Happens all the time.
I can't watch anything with Daniel Radcliffe anymore, the little fucking rat.
Yeah, same thing for the other fucking actors. Yeah, and Angry Rants, I don't know if you're new here or might have had you on before, but welcome to the chat anyway. And that's definitely a Blue Collar has. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
I think regarding Daniel Radcliffe, I think the word ungrateful springs to mind an awful lot.
Yes. Oh, and Carl Urban, the Carl Urban. Thanks for joining us. I don't know if you're real, but I don't fucking care. You're welcome anyway.
I'm sure it's him.
Exactly.
I think it is. Yeah. It looks.
I'd laugh my ass off if that was him, man. Even if you're not, even if you're just a guy with a fake account, I don't care.
No, he's a nice guy. Could be.
Yeah, it must be him. How could there be 2 people with the same name and the same haircut?
I was just thinking.
Only Carl Urban can have a Carl Urban. No way someone else is fucking with us. Come on.
Look at the photo as well. It looks exactly like him.
Give him a call and I'll see if it's him.
I think Wagner was well into the Trump to fascist monkey mayor of Mega City 1 meme back in 2016. I don't know. It might be. I'll take your word for it though. Anyway. So yeah, Carl Urban. So yeah, can't have a squeak. Yeah, come on, you got fuck you money. Make DREDD so. You know, fuck the big studios. Come on, you can do it, man. You can do it. You probably made a shitload of money with the boys, so why not? Angry Rants, thanks for the $4.99.
Oh yeah, hold on a minute. Get him off the screen, the boys. We can't forgive you for that. What did you do after season 2? You're in trouble, mister.
You deserve better with the boys season 3, mate. You really did. Carl Evans deserves better.
It's a paycheck.
I know. I still like his character, though. I still like Homelander, but I just can't be asked with the show anymore. But still.
I don't know. That last season, I did like it, though. By Homelander.
Yeah. Love you in Lord of the Rings as well. And Xena. Come on. You were good in Xena. All the different parts you play.
Well, upcoming Mortal Kombat, too, man.
Yeah, was he in Mortal Kombat 2?
Yeah. Oh. He's Johnny Cage.
Oh, Christ. I'm going to have to rewatch that.
What was the one when it was the cop TV series with a robot sidekick?
Oh, Almost Human.
Yeah, that was really good, and then they cancelled it.
It's like that was a very good show. One season on Fox. I was so pissed off that because this came off of Dread, and he's really great in that TV show.
Yeah,
Had Minka Kelly as well.
Hovercraft first. Yeah, Gleason's character has no name. He's just Clan Tech to show. Yeah, like Clan Tech. Yeah, to show that Mama has a tool, not to be used as a person. Yeah, I thought he didn't have a name. So Clan Tech. Yeah, so he's a tool, and yeah, that's right. And you do feel sorry for this poor bastard as well. He's been tortured. He's had his eyes fucking gouged out. Everything. That is brutal. So, oh yeah, come on. Only RT does the Chuck Norris shit, man. But RT, you got competition, man. Chuck Norris doesn't eat. The food asks permission to be digested.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm going to sell tickets for RT and Angry Rant to do some who can do the best fucking Chuck Norris jokes here. They get caught because no one escapes the judges. Oh yeah, that's what we love about this character. He just doesn't give a fuck. He's the world applies to the law, and that's it. Not the law, the law.
Super chat.
Oh, fucking hell. I mean, I'm starting to feel bad now, but thank you. Do you realise Anson sets Kay up when she lets him see a mental image of him firing her lawgiver? That's why he tries to kill her with it. That's the level of writing in this film. Set off and payoff. Yeah, that's exactly right. It's
true.
You're allowed to do. Yeah, Julie Walters was dropping ginger kids all over the shop in those films. Fucking yeah. Potter gets fingered by his judge. That's all I remember. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I would so. Yeah, fuck the haters. We're haters. You don't need to pay attention to us. You got fuck you money. So yeah.
I hope you always count, you fucker.
Yeah. I'll go on to the chats later, but yeah, back to moving on with the movie. So yeah, so they're on the way to the medical section, and trouble is there's some clans coming down, so they realise they have to fucking use gas grenades and respirators to try and flank them and get the drop on them, which they do. So they start blasting.
So we started blasting.
Pew, 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 pew,
We
pew.
started blasting.
Right there, freaking judge. He strikes a guy and Poor
And then they
bastard.
get these guys outside the medical center as well, waiting for him to get there. And I just love that he gives them a second chance as well, doesn't he? He's like, if you give up, at least you'll have life in an ISO tube, a miserable life rather than death. And that's like, fuck you, man. And I think he knows that they're gonna say no anyway. And there's like, I am glad that you said no because I get to fucking shoot you fuckers to give me a hard on. Who knows?
Stun grenade.
You have 20 seconds to comply, and they get arrogant as well. Come on, it's just fucking Dredd. You are a henchman. I think it's best to just put the gun down and fucking run off somewhere.
Well, that's what my friend always said. John Wick kills like 45 henchmen in a row. Number 46, dude. At some point, give up. He's killed 45 guys in a row.
Yeah, I've never understood the loyalty of these guys that just absorb bullets. It's like, dude, you ain't paying me enough for this. I'm no, thank you.
But Dredd's like, yeah.
She gives us whores and everything with no teeth, Of course we're gonna defend this. Of course we're gonna defend Mama. So he takes these fuckers down, and we've got this one guy who's still injured, but because he attempted to kill a judge, the sentence is execution, and you can really see the look on her face. She is hesitant, but she goes through with it. She blows his brains out.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, kill be killed.
Oh.
She hasn't been that conflicted since Juno.
No.
What do we think of the gunfights though? Do you not think they're a little bit sterile, a little bit sort of walk through? Because
After the slow-mo one, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get the idea, yeah.
I just think that he just kind of goes through them too quickly. I would have probably enjoyed something a little more tactical.
Well, at this point, this is a stun grenade, so they're all he does have the advantage. I mean, they're all stunned. So,
But it's one of those things as well with Dredd. He's so highly trained and so highly skilled, cloned at the age of 5 and been training with guns since then.
Yeah.
Every day, and he goes into that situation. They don't have a chance. It could be 20 men. They don't have a chance. He's going to take them all out very fast.
True.
It's going to look really one-sided. because it is one-sided, because he's so far ahead of the rest of them. It is like you're fighting the Terminator.
Well, and something like Toxic has mentioned this in several streams, at least sometimes, like there's Hollywood versus realistic, and like the most realistic gunfights don't look Hollywood and flashy, because
No.
Hollywood definitely, but Hollywood John Wick, real life is like what Dredd just did.
Yeah.
He actually trained for this apparently with some ex-British military types. I couldn't find out exactly who it was, but it included SAS people.
Yeah.
And he spent something like 14 months getting ready for it.
God damn.
Yeah. Don't they, when Mama starts getting the automatic turrets, and yeah, I mean he gets fucking injured as well from one of the corrupt judges. So I think it starts off a little easy, but as the more he progresses, it does start to get a little harder as well. Like,
what did we think of the inclusion of corrupt judges in this?
I don't like it.
I think it was too soon in a later film. In a later film, it would have been fine, but in the first movie, I thought it was too soon.
Because, like, a couple problems with that. I'm glad you brought that up, Lance. A couple problems. Number one, so they don't have enough judges to do anything but like 6% of all the calls. But Mama's got 3 judges on standby, ready to rock and roll at a given moment if things get hot. So there's that. Yeah, and then I've never liked the trope in movies where a character fights his identical self. Like, I just roll my eyes anytime I see that. Like, it's not, I mean, I get it. Of course they're all going to dress the same, but it's not something that really, does it for me. It doesn't blow my skirt up. Obviously Dredd's going to be the more, better out of that group of judges, but it's just the fact that, if they're supposed to be all equally trained and all, whatever, then you would have to go at least towards the more numbers. So, I don't know. It's just, it's not something I really cared for in this film. It's one of the weaker points.
I would disagree with that, but I think it's a really great idea. I mean, not everybody's going to like it, but I like it that he's actually up against people that are his equal. It gives us stakes. There's putting him up against somebody who's considerably weaker than him. But I think what this shows is that he is far more dedicated than others. I like it. I actually rather like it. I think
it works fine. I thought it was a bit soon to be putting corrupt judges in the movie, but and we only got the one, so it's fine.
But I think what we have to assume is that, I guess what the film is assuming is that people are familiar with the law, not the law, but the LORE, the law of the character of 2000 AD and the whole Judge Dredd. I think there is this assumption that come on, if you don't know who Judge Dredd is by now, then but this is a movie that's doing a reasonable job of reintroducing and refamiliarizing people with the character. I don't have any kind of problem with that, because I do think that that's where they were coming from with this, that they believe that the majority of people that were going to see it were familiar with the Judge Dredd law. And let's face it, it would have been, for the most part, the people that were going to see this in the first place, a ready-made audience, as most franchises or IPs have. So it was a ready-made audience that was going to be going to see this. So I'm okay with it not being, verbatim, lifted straight from the comic books whatsoever. There has to be some kind of generalization there for a general audience as well as for those.
There is a story in the comics about a corrupt judge. I remember that.
Yeah, there's several.
Yeah, I'm sure
But
there's
the
more than
thing
one,
is
but I
this,
do
though,
remember the
the
first one.
chances of finding 4 corrupt judges together, because I mean, like I said, the judges are trained from childhood and they're vetted over and over again, and they have these kind of random things where they'll just drag one of them in and interrogate them for a couple of days just to keep everybody on their toes and keep everybody clean. So corruption is it happens, but it's very, very rare, and the chances of 4 corrupt judges turning up at the same time seems a bit slim.
Yeah, but something that would happen with real cops, not judges that have been clones from birth, wouldn't it? So Yeah, when that corrupt judge was saying, "I've been working 20 years on the streets," and he's giving that monologue of justifying why he is corrupt. It does sound a little bit wrong with, at least in this world, anyway.
See, I think anything that that may or may not be wrong with this movie, if there's any complaints or gripes about it in any way, shape, or form, I always think to myself, well, hang on a minute. John Wagner put his seal of approval on this. So if this is good
Yeah.
enough for John Wagner, then it's absolutely going to be good enough for me.
Yeah, it's a nitpick. It's not the biggest deal in
Yeah.
the world.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Like I said, it still works.
Yeah, no, it doesn't ruin the movie. Thankfully, it is
No.
still very good, tight movie. It's not on too long. It's well paced. It's well structured. It gets to the point, and it doesn't glamorize the character. It doesn't condemn him either. It just shows him for who he is and what kind of a person he is, or what kind of a judge he is, more accurately, because he is more of a judge than a human being. But that's the beauty of this character. He's not us. He is not a normal person. He's just someone who's got this ideal ingrained into him, and he will enforce it no matter the cost.
Just as a little thing to just quickly throw in. So if as he's going through all the corridors of peach trees and all the levels of peach trees, if you look on the walls of all of the different bits of signage and decoration and what have you, wall panels and door panels and what have you, I actually came away with a shit ton of that. So I've got stacks and stacks of these bits of signage and other props and bits and pieces.
We gave one away, didn't we?
We did give one away.
Yeah, channel.
That's right. Yeah, we gave one away when we did a Judge Dredd versus Dredd stream that we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
that
was a while ago.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
that was with Matthew Holmes, I think.
It was with Matt. Yes, yeah, Matt was there.
I'll have to watch that.
And I've also got one of the just quickly. I've also got one of. I shouldn't say this, but I've also got one of the many of Carl Urban badges, Judge Dredd badges that was used for his uniform that fell off, and I don't know how, but it fell into my pocket. So,
when are you giving that away then?
No, not.
A couple of weeks.
Drew Gordon makes a very good point here. Demi Moore could play Alta Sub. I think she could have played Mama as well if they actually decided to actually stick with her being an older woman, because I think she would have played that role pretty well.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So I think Artie made a good point as well. The corrupt judges are necessary for the story. Without them, Dredd wouldn't have passed Anderson. She's a believer in the law. They aren't, so he learns to appreciate their value, and he's probably got a point there. It's it is good to see different points, even if you don't agree with them. And as a story, okay, I can go.
They needed somebody for him to be in competition with, and none of the other guys would be believable as an opponent. But other judges would be.
Yeah, because he is a fascist, so you need worse people as well to at least make him look good in comparison. So
yeah,
you would have had to build up some henchmen otherwise, which the film didn't really have time to do because it's quite a short movie, really.
Yeah, and I like the fact that this Med guy is kind of not taking sides, but he argues, "Yeah, you are. You're letting these clan leaders, these gangs, fucking try to kill us." So obviously he knows that's they're fucked anyway, so they're going to have to find another way out, won't they? So he tells her to switch the guns to suppressors, and they're going to have to start being a bit more sneaky now and a bit more convert, and hopefully they can try and find somewhere where they can get back up. But yeah, and he doesn't argue too much as well. He just sort of listens to the guy, and then he kind of just goes with it and says, "Yeah, you know what, we're fucked. We're going to have to find another way." He doesn't beg or anything. He doesn't try to persuade him. He doesn't push his luck. He sees the situation and tries to figure out another way to get through it. So I like that. I like that shows what a good fucking smart character he is. But she's sort of thinking he could be a liability as well. But Dredd argues that he won't be. So they go sneaking around the hallways again.
Slow-mo.
Yeah, and it's looking like they could be fucked, but she manages to get hold of someone in a room, which seems like a bit of convenient that she runs into the same woman who's the wife of the guy she executed earlier.
Yeah.
But obviously she helps them as well. She tells them about a service elevator, you know, not because she hates Mama, she just wants them out of their room because she knows if she gets caught with them, they'll fucking kill her, and they'll probably kill her fucking baby as well. Because these people really are ruthless.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. I love just how harsh this world is as well. And the look on her face when she sees the picture of the guy she executed as well, it's awkward. It is.
Oopsie.
Thank you
She
for
can apologise. It's fine.
Yeah. Thank you for helping us. And by the way, I did not execute your husband, so you know, you can still continue to help if you want.
Soz.
Yeah, it's like, hello, Widow Thompson. I'm not a widow. Well.
I forgot the name of this henchman as well, but he kind of seems like a little bit more of a right hand man to Mama as well, and he does seem to like he's giving a good pointers on how to get this operation successful without gaining too much attention. So now we're back with Clan-Tech as well. So this is where Mama tries to find another strategy as well. And what's going on here? I just forgot. I had my notes and I forgot what's happened. So yeah, Mama's gonna try and really fucking slaughter him now, and we know what she's gonna do now, and it's fucking crazy what she thinks up next.
What you think of though?
Yeah, what's she thinking up? And once again, they're trapped in this fucking area. She's locked down this whole little section of the room, and she's wondering why aren't they coming for us? And Dredd's like, yeah, that's what worries me. So now Dredd thinks he's going to have to scout ahead as well and check for any danger. And he tells her, if I don't make it back, you better fucking kill yourself, because what they do to you next, you're not going to be alive for this. It's like,
it's so dark, but he's like, he's right, but it's all matter of fact. Like, he's not saying with any kind of malice or like any kind of like joking. He's just saying like, this is how it is.
I like the fact that she has no answer for it either. Today, if that was made, she'd be like, she'd rack a load into her gun and be like, I can take care of myself.
I don't need no man.
Yeah, so she behaves like a fucking normal human being and not some self-insert.
Right.
This world is dark, man.
I know it does not give a shit. I mean, it really does put our characters in danger. I mean, you really do feel like these guys are fucked as well. They're outmatched, outnumbered. Even with Dredd being this lethal killing machine, and now she's lumbered with fucking Kay as well, who's trying to get into her head a little bit. He's mocking her for being a mutant, and he's degrading her as well in his man, because he knows she's a psychic, so he can do it a little bit more without saying it out loud.
Yeah. Damn mutant scum.
Oh. She was probably envisioning Ellie Page doing that, though. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
That was another thing they got wrong. That Anderson wasn't a mutant. She was just a psychic. Mutants are illegal in the city.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's the cursed earth, isn't it? I mean, it's like they're banished out of it, aren't they?
Yeah, of course, she's reading his mind. He's thinking sexy thoughts. He wants to do
yeah.
I mean,
I'm thinking,
why wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, then fucking Barney Gumble in the bikini pops up going, da, 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 da.
You sound like Grover from Sesame Street there.
Yeah, he looks like him too.
There's a handsome bastard. Yeah, everyone's getting the fuck out because they're like, oh shit, Mama's got the machine guns. Let's get the fuck out of here. You better run. Oh god.
Yeah. Everybody lock your doors. Super bitches at it again.
And
like that's like a weekly thing that my mom does. They're like, oh, did she? What's going on then? Oh, she got the miniguns out on the patio. Oh,
God damn it, guys! Mama's on the rag again. Fuck.
Yeah.
No, it's a bottle of wine and a pizza night.
Yep.
Who called Mama a brother fucker again? That makes me mad.
These guys can't afford TV, so this is our entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor husband. Which one? The dead one or the live one? And yet she's just blasting as well. She doesn't give a shit. Everyone, fucking innocent people are just getting cut down to ribbons, everything, because she doesn't care. I mean, fucking hell, they're just everyone is expendable to her.
Yeah, of course.
It's like she's numb to it all as well. She's numb to the fucking horrors of humanity. I don't know whether she's a psychopath or I think she's a psychopath.
She's a psychopath. That's
I thought so. She does not seem to have
Dredd would be a sociopath. She's a psychopath.
Because he still has some pangs of conscience somewhere, even if it is sort of more connected to his loyalty to the law.
Of course, Lord Toxic. I mean, that's how miniguns work, right? That's
That's. I love. Miniguns in the movies.
Yeah, I mean, they always shoot out like these big, like red laser shots as they're shooting.
Yeah, I mean, they're 10 bodies to fucking mince me. I've seen pictures of shit like that in war.
That's still a badass image, though.
It is.
You see the rounds of bullets there? Holy shit!
Yeah, I love how she just takes the helm as well. Like, she just wants to have a little bit of fun herself instead of just watching. She loves to get into it. She's not just a boss sitting around while her henchmen do all the work. She will occasionally get into it herself. And and even Clantek looks a bit horrified by it all as well. But he's got no choice. He's not a fucking tough guy. He's this poor guy who's getting tortured by her, and he can't escape her.
No.
I love how she says concentrate the fire while she's just blasting everything in sight. It's so
in terms of action scenes, but it's still a badass action scene, man.
It is.
Mowing fuckers down, man. And debris everywhere.
Yeah, the movie just fucking oozes badassery.
Yeah, it's like, lady, how many freaking rounds are you firing too? Holy shit!
I know. So Dredd blasts a wall on the hall with a grenade bullet, and they manage to make an escape. And then they can call for backup. And they're outside the skate park. And they've got all these innocent kids as well, wondering what the fuck has just happened. But they've just been skating all day, I'm guessing.
How does that guy survive with his arms behind his back, falling out the building? I think he would have took all of his teeth out at least.
Yeah. So he calls up for backup, and the fucking judges that called for backup are useless as well. They just stand outside the bloody building saying, "We need to get in. You can't get in." "Okay, we'll just stand out here until you let us in."
Yeah, sure. Yeah, poor Judson there by himself.
They've still got to do their job, haven't they? They've still got to get Mamos because she's murdered some people. She's selling narcotics, everything. They still got to do their job. They can't run tail and fucking hard. And I love how she just sees Dredd come out from the dust, and she's just slaughtering every fucker that comes in his way. He does, once again, he's an uncompromising killer machine. Brilliant, absolute brilliant. And they'll take Kane's to this classroom, and I think there's a little hint where we see the new American flag where it's on these 6 stripes. If I can, there, the new Mega City stripe,
America.
Yeah, to symbolise the 6 cities. I love how Dredd is just pissed off as well. He wants blood with this guy, and he tries to choke him, but Anderson says, "Listen, I could get the information out of him another way." So she starts going into his head. She starts really fucking him, everything. He starts visualizing picking up a gun and killing her, but you can't kill me in your mind. And she starts fucking with him as well, like putting images of Mama biting his dick off, everything, and he feels it. She makes him feel it. It's
that's gotta be painful. Jeez.
Yeah. But it's showing that she's kind of ruthless when she needs to be as well.
Mm. Yeah, she's not so little innocent.
Yeah, but she finally gets into his head to get the information he needs, and Christ, man, the guy even pisses himself. It's
as you do.
Yeah. He's just shit his britches. She man fucked his britches.
Poor bastard.
Yeah, and this is where I found out Mama is actually distributing the thing inside peach trees, which I didn't think was much of a surprise and reveal. I kind of guessed that straight away. I don't know if anyone else did. Anyone? I don't know. It didn't seem like a real big grand reveal. So yeah, David Wilson, glad to see you on. I think it's been a while since I've seen you on one of these. So good to see you back, man. It is. So you're moving on with the scene.
Yeah. Also just shows how powerful her powers are. She wants to be ruthless about it.
Yeah, I like his response as well to it as well. He's like, interesting. I know. It's not thank you for telling me this information. It's just interesting.
You made a man piss his pants. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
That's kind of accurate to her abilities in the comic as well. She can do that. She can go inside
Nice.
people's head and do things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Clantek's getting tortured by Mama just to keep the judges out, everything, and yeah, and he's trying to. He's basically just stalling them. Blah blah blah, all that shit. It's these two judges are fucking useless. I mean, they don't do anything. They kind of get relieved when the corrupt ones show up. So it's like he gives her the options. Either we keep moving and try to avoid any more danger, and just try and stay alive until backup arrives and until the odds are in our favor. And Dredd's like, we could just go get Mama right now.
True.
I know. Yeah, Dredd once again determined to do the fucking job. Which is once again, Carl Urban gets this character right. He really does.
Yeah, still dead serious tone. No joking right now.
Yeah, so they know where Mama is as well. So now they're on the way to head up to her. But then these kids who spot them are probably hoping to get in there with Mama's clan to avoid poverty, because hey, be a rich criminal who dies at a young age, or be an old broken down man with nothing, which is what I'm guessing. But this is another great moment where we see Judge Dredd basically still has some humanity. He doesn't see these guys as criminals. He sees them as just scared little kids who have the potential not to go down that road.
Yeah.
I know.
Because you ask yourself, would Dredd kill these innocent teenagers? Well, not innocent, but they're teenagers, but they're kids.
Just scared kids. But Kay gets he unlocks his locks. He kidnaps Anderson, and the kids start shooting, but he turns his gun to stun and just knocks them out. So now he's got to get to fucking Kay, who's now taking her up to Mama to be held as hostage.
And tells them body bags are juvie cubes. So they actually have juvie cubes as well. It's not just red cubes.
Yeah, juvie cubes. Yeah, you don't even need to be a big hardcore fan of the comics to know what juvie cubes mean. I mean, the name kind of speaks for itself, and I like that.
See, the whole juvie cubes actually have toilets.
Yeah. Demi Moore practically turned into Otto Sump at the end of the substance. Yeah, good point. Fucking hell. We'll call it Micah Chrysler Easter egg. It's on a poster reference to the Judge Child story. Oh, I must have missed that. I don't know how far into the movie it is, but if it's not too far, I probably will still go a little bit further back. A helmet for Anderson. It's helmet for Anderson.
Yes, sorry. I have a helmet for Anderson.
Yeah. At TNZ, it's not that convenient. Anderson used telepathy to locate someone they could use for Sanctuary. That guy was a gang member on that level. It's set up and payoff. Okay. So Mad Max Society. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it came around about the same time, didn't it? 1977. I think Mad Max was what? 1978, 79?
79, I think.
Yeah. Should be saying Drock and Drocking, in my opinion. Yeah. We barely hear that word in this movie. I don't even think we hear that word a lot anyway, do we? I don't know. I can't recall hearing the word.
Drock or frack.
Yeah. That's where she plants the idea of Kay using the lawgiver. It's Northern really groover. Discussion and theories at 10 p.m. Let's keep them. Yeah.
Groover.
Grover. Yeah, I like
It's a, it's a groover.
It's quite groovy.
Hmm.
There we go. The Storm. Yeah. 2 complaints. People are still intact after being hit with a large caliber and not enough dust kicked up with that many rounds and that kind of damage. Yeah, because you would turn into fucking mincemeat, all right? If you see a big slab of mincemeat on the floor and someone's firing these big Gatling guns, these turret guns, yeah, those mincemeats are going to be people, or what's left of them anyway. So now Mama has Anderson hostage now, and it's good leverage, and she plans to have them killed. No torture, killed. Tell them the bus went wrong, blah, 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 because she's also called these corrupt judges in as well to relieve the useless judges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I love how she berates Kay as well just for getting caught. I mean, yeah, you can't... yeah, there's no room for fucking incompetence with this, mate. Someone gets caught, someone's going to give up everything, and the Empire's gone. Everything they worked for is gone.
Yeah. Now, just curious, does it say what she's offering these judges? I mean, like, what judges don't get paid a lot of money or something? Or
yeah,
$1 million.
Okay.
$1 million credits is the price.
Damn. Sucks being a cop. Horrible pension.
Yeah. And this is where Judge Dredd does this real cool fucking speech as well to this.
Yep.
And Clantek has to track him down to where he's speaking. He's in the phone booth.
Yep.
And it's like, inhabitants of Peachtree.
In case you've forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah. Mama isn't the law.
The way he said it, yeah, the way he says it's so different than the way Stallone says it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Properly.
Falsified.
Yeah, and this is how a Batman voice should sound as well. It's just not fucking Pete Holmes growling. It's just this sort of like little wispy voice, you know, very subtle, very quiet, but at the same time menacing and sinister.
And something way the way he says it too right there, he's like, "As for you, Mama," the way he just says "judgment time," it's so like shit gives me chills just hearing it.
He's fucking scary as Judge Dredd as well. I would not fuck with him.
They could have given us something here like Clint Eastwood in Unforgiven. That would have been better. No, I'm going to kill you, Mama.
Yeah, it's a shame they didn't make a Judge Dredd film in the 70s, because Clint Eastwood would have fucking nailed this role, because he was still young enough, but at the same time he was still seasoned enough to play something like this.
Dirty Harry's basically Dredd in a different time.
Yeah.
I was just going to say exactly that. He was based on Dirty Harry, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was the biggest inspiration.
He made a lot of impression, didn't he, Dirty Harry back in the 70s? And yeah, I'm going to do a fucking straight. That was that film.
Pretty much every strip in 2000 AD is inspired by whatever movie or trend was, popular with kids at the time, which is something that Pat Mills confirmed with us.
Yeah. Then we got this henchman as well, who's got this. Is this guy wearing a wig? It looks like he's wearing a wig. I don't know. It looks like the wig from fucking Samurai Cop. You know, when the main actor cut his hair and he had to do the reshoots and put this fucking wig on there, which was very noticeable.
It's definitely on the way to a transition, that guy.
Yeah, he's got lipstick on, everything.
He's still got better hair than Daredevil.
Yeah.
The Samurai Cop done by the Red Letter Media guys.
No, the Red Letter Media guys definitely had fucking fun ripping that film apart, I'm guessing. No.
Yeah, that may be the connection. One of them is a dead ringer for Blue Collar Loser, man.
Nice.
Get the two of them on a stream. That would be entertaining.
This guy, I don't know. Or is it another guy?
Well, the fat bald guy, that one.
This upcoming scene, he just says incinerator round, so awesome.
Yeah. They think he's in this booth, but it turns out some dead guy hanging there, and he just shoots this incendiary round and fucking lights everyone up, man. It's just brutal.
Yeah, I'm glad they got the gun right in terms of its abilities and that kind of thing.
I mean, Toxic, that's
such a key ingredient in the film.
Isn't that realistic? How incinerator round from a handgun?
No.
Oh. In the comic book. In the comic books, sure.
God damn it.
Dragon
Yeah, I mean,
breath.
sometimes you got to suspend your belief. I mean, you got to suspend your belief that a guy would dress as a fucking bat and go patrol on the streets. Not that I've ever done that. I mean, no way. I mean,
I'm
God,
upset.
why would I?
No, you definitely haven't. Never, ever, ever.
I thought his film was a goddamn documentary.
Yeah, and a lot.
Does anyone notice Benicio del Toro there? If you got him from Temu, 2 tides ago. There he is.
Here he is.
You ordered
Yeah.
him online.
I love Temu.
Mario 3, Peach Trees.
How about my underwear from Temu?
No, look, it's Amelia Perez standing there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 2080 fans and rights to this day still debate how much, if at all, Dirty Harry influenced Dredd. But obviously, it was very much in the zeitgeist with comic book creators in the mid 70s, at least. Well, yeah, Dirty Harry was a very.
Pat Mills confirmed it on the interview.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
It's
they
not a
talked about
debate.
it at the time. I remember even the
It's a thing.
1970s, they said it was Dirty Harry. One of the original designs for Dredd was him wearing a hat and a coat.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
glad they
as-
kept
as-
the helmet and just covered
as
his
Lance, as Lance had just confirmed, I mean, it's never something that's going to be open to debate because, we actually did have Pat Mills confirm that. Absolutely 100% Pat Mills confirmed
I
that, so-
forgot how far into this movie the Wood Harris henchman character, the prisoner, I forgot how far he makes it through the film. Like my memory must have been different. Like trying to remember, I thought he got killed off like a lot sooner.
Yeah, I've got this wrong as well because this is where she does ring the corrupt judges. Yeah, so I was jumping ahead there.
You bastard.
Yeah, no. But we'll go back to the Oscar as well. I do like these better than the 95 version because it does look like these guys were. It does look more tactical. It looks more realistic, and it looks very faithful to the comics, but looks more believable as well. Because I think something in the comics you got to change to. Because if you see Batman wearing lycra in live action, he doesn't look scary. I mean, but when you see him wearing lycra in the animation, he looks scary.
Yeah.
We're not doing fucking packets of crisps here.
We like right here. It's like these suits seem more tactical
again,
versus
no.
versus the Stallone ones seem like more comic book superhero-ish vibe. And on top of this having a lower budget, they had to put so much more thought into these costumes because they had a lower budget to work with.
Yeah.
These costumes were they're so close to the first iteration of Judge Dredd anyway. I mean, they did do a version of that in the comics later on in sort of the 90s with the big eagles on his, or at least you saw them on the front covers, the big golden eagles on his shoulders. But that was a lot later, wasn't it?
I like all these big guys in tactical outfits, and they have the one little tiny one over there on the left.
No, it's like, come on, you're ruining our image, man. Jesus. Growing over 2 feet, will ya?
Go to the gym, bro.
Wear some
You had the
lifts, for
Eagles.
God's sake.
They had the eagle shoulder pads from the beginning, I think.
Yeah, it's right there on the shoulder, isn't
No,
it?
but
Right
the way it was in the Stallone film, where it was like huge and impractical.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because
Pretty sure that's how it was from the
around
start.
your chest, isn't it? So how the fuck are you going to be able to maneuver properly?
It didn't go on like that. In the Stallone film, they had it as both pads were one piece with a bar across the back. But in the comics, it wasn't like that. They just had one on each shoulder. So they had the regular pad on one side and the eagle on the other side. But in reality, it doesn't really work for film, does it?
Yeah, I think Drew Gordon has made a good point here as well. Wooly, one of the Dredd editors, had a debate on me about it on one of the Dredd boards. He got so silly, I took screenshots of it. He wasn't a fan of Clint Eastwood's work. Obviously, he argued that. The smaller judge is a woman, hence satisfied. Yeah. Fucking hell. It's a woman. A woman's ruining the fucking image still, though.
Stupid hires.
We're supposed to be bros, man. We got this chick here. She just ruined it, man. Yeah, and the paramedic, his day is done as well. He tells them the situation, what's happening, and they're like, will you testify for that? Of course I will. Thank you. Bang. Well, that didn't go how I expected it.
Sounds
Time to die
racist.
now. Yeah, so you know these guys are fucking bad, and 1 million credits. Alec just fucking comes out and says, 1 million credits. It's like, whoa, you don't just walk through the fucking door like that and say 1 million credits. You could at least say hello. How are you doing? How was your day? I mean, I've had days as well, being a fucking drug dealer, psycho. It's not easy, Think about my feelings for once, you toxic bigots.
The struggle is real.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely. She definitely looks like if this was made today, she'd definitely be a self-insert for every fucking blue-haired land whale out there.
Oh yeah. She's the victim.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They'll probably do a origin story and how she's the victim in all this.
Well, she's misunderstood, isn't she? Obviously.
Oh yeah. Dredd's the fucking bad guy. She was just trying to make a living after abusive past.
Yeah, Mama origin story now on Amazon.
Yeah, that's what we need.
He's about 2 seasons too.
Yeah, 2-hour film that's interrupted every 10 minutes by adverts, even though you're already paying for the subscription.
She demands everybody doesn't call her Mama; they call her birthing person.
Yeah.
Chest feeder.
I just love how fucking Dredd's so precise as well when he's just he's like covering every single fucking corner. He is precise, he is to the point, he is very focused, he does not fuck about, he does not he does not allow distractions, everything. He's very focused in his job, in surviving, hunting, everything. This is where he catches one of the corrupt judges, and I'll call him the choke judge anyway, because there's different ones. We've got the lead one, we've got the black one, and we've got the female one. So.
The choke judge?
I'm the shotgun one, so I don't get called a racist or Nazi bastard. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he just chops into the throat, man. Oh my god.
Yeah. Every time I see a black character on the stream, I'm just going to call him shotgun person. I don't know.
Why? Because shotguns are black.
That's the weapon of choice.
Shotgun. Oh boy.
They call me shotgun. They call me Shotgun Jamal.
Jamal Mossberg.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Dredd actually fucking clocks them straight away that they're corrupt as well, because they didn't ask him.
Right throat too, man. He just crushes his fucking throat. Oh man.
I know, man. Oh, fucking hell, man. It's just brutal. You feel it as well. I was kind of holding my neck over this as well.
I felt it and turned on.
Yeah, I wonder. This isn't Brian Austin Green in that fucking outfit, is it? He almost looks like he could be.
I would love to see him getting karate chopped on the neck.
Yeah.
Watch Sarah Connor Chronicles with him and Lena Headey, because he gets one right in the dome piece.
Yeah.
Oh,
of course, the way Dredd says Dredd's like choke on that.
Yeah.
But it's like it's weird. It's a one-liner, but it sounds cool when he says it.
Yeah. You got to imagine that he probably has a personal life. He has a girlfriend at home, and he deals with her the same way he deals with stuff on the job.
Well,
he keeps the helmet on the whole time. Choke on that, baby.
Yeah.
I mean,
because I know I've given plenty of chicks hot shots, if you know what I mean.
Well, Dredd did give that guy a hot shot in the mouth, so I don't know.
Yeah. It burns, Toxic. It burns. I don't even know you.
Yeah, they spot the guy, so they're like, oh shit, Dredd just killed one of our guys. Oh well, more money for us then. Fucking.
It's quite strange. They should have been more worried knowing who they were dealing with, especially when one of them turned up dead.
Yeah,
and a big mistake splitting up.
Yeah, Dredd's a fucking killer machine. He's got a reputation. I mean, even one of them has established that they know what kind of a brutal bastard Judge Dredd is.
Yeah. But to be fair, in all seriousness, I do like the fact that none of them said something silly like, "Hey, this is Judge Dredd we're dealing with here.
Yeah,
we got it. You know he's the best in the business. You know, it's more show don't tell."
Yeah. It's we don't need too much exposition about like who where he came from. We just know.
Right. Yeah, ATZ referencing Clint Eastwood, but not but not that name of the guy who you always reference. You're losing your touch, man. You're losing your touch. Okay. So yeah, got to mute now. On for Red October. Yeah, see you later, Lance. Sorry, I mean, yeah. See, what time are you on with Hope for Red October? 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Lance? Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, he was gone like an hour ago. I don't know if you knew.
Yeah,
that.
no, he's
I'm still here. I'm just watching Lance for October. My submarine, Lance October, is listening in, ready to strike with any inaccurate torpedo.
I'm like, damn, this damn vodka's like that slow mo. I'm like, Lance, has been
When are
on for
you
an
getting
hour?
John Wagner, Lance? When are we getting John Wagner on?
Never.
Oh, he's gone back down.
Gone
under.
again.
oh my god, his submarine ready to make history.
Yes.
He's going to get the tubes ready.
Yes.
I heard Luke do a Scottish
Right,
accents. That's scaring me.
Yeah. Why do I still sound more Scottish than Russian?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shuck on this, Trebek.
Yes. Even when I say Tchaikovsky, I still sound bloody Scottish.
I'll take anal bum cover for 1,000.
I'll keep out of this. My Scottish accent isn't up to it.
All right, we'll move on. We'll move on. Yeah.
Inside man, one thing only, please.
Yeah. Yeah, we won't want to affect our Scottish cousins. We'll save that for Braveheart. So. But,
Braveheart. Struth, it's the English.
yeah.
I love that
History is
documentary.
bullshit, but it's still a fucking good movie.
Braveheart's a beautiful documentary. Shut up.
Yeah. See, I love how he just mocks her as well. He's really fucking rubbing it in her face as well.
I mean, yes, he is.
No. But yeah, I like this actor. Yeah, I want to see him. I want to see him more. I mean, maybe not play scumbags all the time though, but he's obviously having fun here. And
What's he called? Woody Harrelson.
Wood
Yeah.
Harris.
Oh.
Wood Harris.
Wood Harris. Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah, looks just like Woody Harrelson.
Exactly the same.
Once again, he's cocky. He's using a judge's gun and he's ready to execute her because fuck it, they're gonna kill him anyway. So, what's your last word, bitch? And he's like, that's funny. I was going to ask the same thing about you, bitch. So he goes to shoot her.
Yeah.
Boom! Blows his hand off.
I mean, he still
Should
has
have
one
choked
good,
her to death.
he still has one good hand.
Yeah, and she karate kicks him and she takes down these other fuckers. And yeah, it took me a few times to go back and forth to try and get this shot as well. But damn, that is
That's the money shot.
Yeah.
She killed him. She killed him
Yeah.
dead.
She killed him good.
Choked him to death.
Fucking hell,
Shot
Dredd just
him
shoots one of these guys who were just making the fucking slow-mo as well.
Yeah, he just shoots them both in the back of the head or something. Doesn't he?
Oh yeah, the fucking guards, aren't they?
Yeah,
I see them now. Yeah,
Perhaps.
Yeah, but they needed to at least have a trial or something. I mean, God.
Yeah.
They were probably 2 weeks from retirement.
Fuck those guys.
These guys are the victims, okay? They're feeding their families.
yeah. Henchman was 2 days from retirement.
They're standing
where it
telling
comes to-
stories about white picket fences and
He was going to have a white picket fence. He was going to raise a family and take his children to football, and you killed him.
Jesus.
He was going to raise his son to be a dentist.
Maybe a white woman, but
Yeah.
picket fences.
Yeah. And they're going to have trans grandkids
Dear
for
God.
3 years. Okay, and this is where the shotgun one tries to flank him while the other guy tries to distract him. And he does this lecture saying, hey, you know what? It's this whole city's like a meat grinder. We go in and we churn the rest out.
Mm.
But yeah, they sound more like they haven't been cloned. They sound like guys that have just been who have been hired for the job and have been working a long time, but they aren't getting enough pay for it, and they're tired of it. But
Yeah, they sound like a bunch of toxic blue collar losers to me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
deeply.
you know what the city is?
Nice,
It's a
nice.
streamer yard. We work. They fucking sit there on video games all
God.
day.
That was a good headshot, though, right there.
Yeah, it was fucking brilliant. Yeah, the violence they do not fuck about with the violence, man.
Was that poor Jalik where Mossberg got shot there?
I don't know.
Jaliqua. That's tough.
Jaliqua.
Token buckshot.
Jalico sounds like a Latin stripper.
Jalik with buckshot.
I bet Latin strippers, like back in Roman times, I bet the strippers the Romans had were really good.
Really, really, really good.
The Romans didn't mess about. I bet they had the best strippers as well.
Right, and this is where what I found really fucking dumb. All right, after she takes down this female judge, he sees the bullets coming through the wall heading for him, and he doesn't fucking run. He just stands there and lets the bullets hit him. It's like, wait, what? Just fucking move.
Just
Move.
dive.
Yeah, get to the floor, get to the bottom as quick as you
Dive.
can. But of course, he gets injured,
Yeah.
and the guy's like, "You got any last words?" And he's like, "Wait." It's like, "Wait? Are you serious?" The great Judge
Yeah.
Dredd. Wait
This
for
was a
what?
weak spot, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have waited. Because that guy's a trained judge. You would have just shot him.
I know.
Hmm.
But you always have to have the bad guy not fucking shoot him straight away.
Yeah,
that's
of course.
that's the cliche.
Let me tell you about my evil plan first.
Remember?
Yes.
Remember? What was it called? The one with Antonio Banderas and Sylvester Stallone when they were hitmen. What was that
Assassins.
called?
Assassins. Yeah. I need to
Right.
watch that again because that was.
And you knew through the whole film that Antonio Banderas was going to die because he talked too much. Because every time he met Sylvester Stallone, he wanted to have a conversation. And you thought, at
Chit-chat.
the end, that's what's going to get him killed. And that's what got him killed, guaranteed.
He wanted to chit chat.
Yeah, I think Antonio Banderas is very underrated in that movie. He looks like he's having fun as this fucking smiling nut job. But yeah, I can't really remember much about it. I think Sylvester Stallone was very forgettable about it, but Antonio Banderas was good. But
And
Joe
Assassins.
Dante, but yeah,
And Assassins?
yeah,
No, it's
Assassins.
one of-
It's been a while. It's been a
Bro.
while since I've seen it, so I'm gonna have to watch
Bro,
it.
it's one of Sly's best films, hands down. He's so good in it. He really acts his ass off in that film. He's really
As good as Stop All by Momo Show.
all right, fair enough.
No, I'm
Par.
joking.
It's on
Yeah, I
par
need
with
to watch it again. It's been a long time, but I remember Antonio Banderas being very fucking fun. Oh yeah, the genius of Judge Dredd from Grant Mills and Esquire in the original stories. There's plenty of dark humor that both left and right can enjoy it, as well as universal human ideas. Yeah, that's what we need. Enough of the fucking lefty walkie shit. Just do something that's very balanced. If you want to be political, do it very balanced. Take the piss out of both the left and the right, because we all know just how stupid both sides can be. So yeah, he's saying, wait. What do you mean, wait for me to change my mind? Because just for 3 seconds of your life, because you're so fucking weak to see it end. And it's like, no. And she fucking takes him down and he's like, wait for her. I love that. It's badass. He's not begging for his life. He's just stalling him to get his fucking ass capped.
Wait. That's all he says.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, even though he's probably got organs with holes in them, he just sort of seals up the flesh and that's about it. You know, that's all you need to do.
Yeah, I ain't got time to
Yeah.
bleed.
It'll be
I was trying to decide if that was his liver or not. Because if that was his liver, he was a dead man. But I'm thinking it was probably a bit low. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Hard to judge.
yeah, so does this sort of like seal up the holes in his liver as well? I don't know. It's never really established.
yeah.
But we are coming up to the end now, and this is where they're getting close to Mama, and this is where they come across Clan Tech, and it shows just how different these characters are as well, Dredd and Anderson, because Dredd still sees him as this pep who's being affiliated with her, and he's obviously using brute force to get the information, but then she uses Hairway, and she sees that he's just this poor guy who's just been tortured and forced against his will to do her bidding, and she lets him go. And Dredd's not happy. He thinks, you're letting a criminal go. You mean you should be fucking arrested as well? And he's like, no, he wasn't a perp. He was a victim. And you know what? I've lost my weapon. I'm going to fail anyway, but at least let me dispense justice anyway before I do. And I think that gets through to Dredd a little bit, though. She shows him that not every criminal or people who've been in affiliation with criminals are as guilty. There's sometimes that can be victim of circumstances. And once again, it's all in his face. It's not spelled out. It's used by just choice words and that help you come to your conclusion. And that's what more films need to fucking do. Don't just spell it out for us, show us and maybe use a few choice words and let us come to our own conclusions about it anyway. So storm a place, take out a few cronies, blast them all. And Mama being the ruthless, sexy kind of, I don't know.
Sexy psycho.
Is she sexy here? I don't know. I still find her attractive here. Even despite her fucking rotten teeth and baggy fucking look. I don't know.
Smells like a horse.
Yeah. But again, in whole, a 10. So.
She can have Can I have Thirlby?
Yeah.
I'm keeping Diane Lane and Joan Chen.
You can have her. I'll have Thirlby because she's definitely on the fucking Scoville scale. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what?
You know you all would.
Oh yeah.
The only drawback is like when you're halfway through the performance with Thirlby, you'd look down and stare into her face, and you'd be thinking that she looks like a syndromeless Bella Ramsey.
Well,
jeez,
true.
I wouldn't think that. I'd just be.
Could have been.
I'd be thinking about taking Elliot Page's sloppy seconds. Would be the only thing that would bother me.
Who, Peggy?
Shit, I'm not drunk enough for that.
Peggy Page.
Yeah. She's a tenor and potato.
Potato.
Or them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
It's funny you know that.
So yeah, she's now she's trying to gain some leverage over fucking DREDD. She's got this monitor to her heart where if she dies and the monitor goes, it stops reading her heart. The whole level will get fucking bombed. Everyone. And I love how DREDD is. I don't even think he thinks she's bluffing or knows she's bluffing. He's like, no, I'm doing a job. You've murdered people. I'm not fucking compromising. I am upholding the law, despite regardless of the price I have to pay. And once again,
I think he kind of looks at it as either one, she's bluffing, or two, if my plan goes right, she's going to be past where the signal would be able to fire off the bomb, or three, I'm wrong and then we're all dead anyway, so I'm not going to be around to be reprimanded. So fuck it.
He would have just like shot her hands off or something, like actual Judge Dredd, and then that would have been it. She couldn't push the button.
Well, it doesn't need to.
Well, it's supposed to be
it's
supposed to be
heart, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be on a dead man switch that if her heart stops and it sends a signal to the thing.
All right, I thought she had a physical button as well, though.
Well, she probably did, but I mean, it's
primed it with the button before
it kind of calls into question all of her henchmen letting her smoke that slow-mo shit so much. It's like, oh, her heart slowed down. Uh-oh.
I would make awkward sex with her last longer. I tell you that. So yeah. But yeah, it just goes to show how uncompromising she is as well. It's like Toxic just mentioned. She's very uncompromising to her fucking methods, just like DREDD is as well. They're almost like mirror images in a way. While he is the law, she is the criminal. And
they've both got sweaty hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's probably got really bad fucking helmet hair under that bastard. Who knows? Unless they shave them like fucking monkeys to avoid it, like the samurais did with their helmets, because they always had that big shaven patch around the middle, so sweat wouldn't get in their hair as much. But yeah, he's like, you know what, fuck you, bitch. He shoots her in the liver, and then he fucking doses her with slow-mo. I mean, once again, I love it. He just doesn't give a fuck. And he's like, you're crowds with multiple murders, homicide, manufacture, and distribution of narcotics. How do you plead? And she doesn't say fuck all. She tells him exactly. She tells him her answer with that look straight away. That is so good. I love it. I fucking love it. And he knows what she's thinking as well. He knows the answer she's giving him without saying anything. So defense noted. Fucking throws her out. Oh well, I got maybe 5 more minutes of my life to ponder. So I'm just gonna call and think about all the things I probably could have done.
But of course, You know, he
Yeah.
tossed her off with that some cheesy bullshit one-liner as well.
Yeah.
You know, court's adjourned.
Yeah, the whole time following, she's wondering if she left the cooker on.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's just been revoked. What?
it's like, or no, he tossed her off. I knew you'd say that. I didn't say anything. It's just falling down. I didn't say anything, you asshole.
This is the Alan Rickman moment of the film.
Oh yeah.
Happy trails, Mama. Happy
You
trails.
bastard! You let me go on tour when you said it was going to be free.
Happy trails, Lena Headey.
No, when they said they would kill you last, I lied.
I lied.
Exactly.
Yeah, the fucking falling. There's no splatter or anything.
Yeah.
Cut to next scene. No noise whatsoever.
Yep.
Yeah, so she's probably she's falling down very slow, and she's like, "Oh my god, I can see the room where I was abused by a child from here."
Jesus Christ.
Ugh,
Move for 2 minutes.
That's where my dad touched me.
yeah.
Curse splat.
So many happy memories as I fall down in slow motion to my death. Oh god, I still have to look away at this scene every time I watch it because, man. And it forms a big X as well, like Dredd's helmet.
Yeah. She died as she lived in a big old wet spot.
Yeah.
Yep, like a whore.
Once again, no fucking facial expression as well. I mean, that lack of facial expression somehow says everything, and that's what's so good about Carl Urban in this. He can convey an emotion just with a snarl in his body language.
Mhm.
Anytime an actor can do that with his face covered up, that shows the true gift of an actor. It's like Hugo Weaving in V for Vendetta.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So yeah, now it's coming to the ending now, and she hands over the badge because, yes, like, fuck it, I failed, but at least I tried to make a difference at least one time in my life.
He did.
Yep,
fail.
she walks away and she says, "I have to quit here. They should have got somebody better looking for this part."
Yeah.
And away she
Yeah.
goes.
Oh no, she's cute, man. She's cute. I like her. I like her little doe-eyed face. I don't care if she's Ellie Page's sloppy seconds. maybe I'm Northern. We'll all lives like that.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, now the Chief Justice has come and she says, so is she a pass or a fail? And he just gives that little snarl and it's the snarl of approval. She's a pass.
You didn't see my brother with a shotgun, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's picking the kids up from nursery.
He's been
No, I didn't see.
he's
No,
been
it took a while.
decapitated.
I got it. And
Anyway,
yet, fucking ended on this.
went for a pack of cools.
Why don't you cheer up?
Sure, that's a good point there, RT. Yeah, because it's collateral damage and the.
I'm not sure about that ending, really. I think that kind of Dredd probably just would have put a bullet in the head and that would have been it. I don't think he would have took the time to make it into some kind of like personalized revenge sequence, you know.
Yeah.
He would have just went, nah, sentence to death, see you later, bang.
Good part though. I mean, it's only at 90 minutes, man.
Maybe it was like a little hint of
Strip down.
humanity that he was so pissed off at the way she was just slaughtering innocents that he decided to really go a bit more bloodthirsty. I don't know, but that's the thing with Dredd. You only see hints of humanity without it being laid on thick, unlike the Sylvester Stallone version where they went out of their way to really fucking humanize it. But
He made him a sad, lonely fucker. Sylvester Stallone's Dredd.
Yeah, a sad lonely fucker who gains his humanity and becomes human. No, fuck off, man. No. It's like Batman finding closure with his parents' death and moving on from Batman. No, we don't want.
95 Dredd was Pinocchio. He became a real boy at the end.
Yeah, that's not his character. Dredd is Pinocchio if he wanted to stay as a puppet. But yeah, that's the end of Dread. And while it does lack the great visuals of the 95 version, the ones that are actually a bit more faithful to the comic, it is a better rendition. It takes the world a bit more seriously. It knows the character. It pays attention to what this character is. The fact that he's this faceless guy who upholds the law no matter what. He's not totally human, but he has a couple of characters that give him some kind of connection to humanity, with like Anderson did in this movie. And it's gritty, brutal, nihilistic. It's uncompromisingly violent. It doesn't give a shit. It's darkly funny. And come on, man, Carl Urban in the chat, get that fucking money you made from the boys and do a fucking sequel. I don't care. I don't care if it's a low budget. I think you can still make it work. If they can make Godzilla on a fucking small budget, I think you can make a really good, big, grand sequel. If you are the real Carl Urban, which you're not, but I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
We know where you live. We're coming to New Zealand.
Make it happen anyway. Fuck it. What does Anderson say about Dread? I sense anger and control, but there's something behind the control, and that's all we need to know. To know there's a little bit of humanity in there. Well, yeah. Despite his the fact he's a clone, he is still human. He's just because we've seen people who have been brainwashed a little bit by our media, but have woken up. So yeah, great fucking film.
It's finally over.
I know.
This was a fantastic introduction to the character, but it wasn't really a fantastic introduction to the world. But I think for people who are not really familiar with the comics, it was perfect. It was ideal. Because now they know who Dredd is, and then had they made sequels, they could have built the world around that. But it gave you a fantastic, like, this is exactly what you've got now. This is Judge Dredd. Are you in or out? And most people were in, I reckon.
Something a lot of people don't talk about, Melvin, you know, I mean, there's all the different reasons why, you know, this wasn't marketed right. They had limited screenings because they wanted to do the stupid 3D, which was popular at the time. But also 2012 in the theaters had some bangers. I remember being really miserable, still stuck in Iraq, like going like, man, Dark Knight Rises is out, and you know, they had a lot of fucking good movies out in 2012. So I mean, the Avengers came out. You know, it was just like there was a lot of good stuff happening.
They had fantastic films like Prometheus. You know,
Prometheus.
Prometheus is
okay, Mauler.
The alien universe.
Total Recall.
We had, you know, was it Wrath of the Titans?
Yikes!
Total Recall remake.
Yes,
Django Unchained.
Terrible.
Yeah, the Hunger Games movies were the first one. I think it was that year, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And I mean that's another thing, you know, a lot of this action in this movie owes it, you know, Jennifer Lawrence being the first action star.
Yeah.
We gush about Carl Urban, but we've completely neglected Jennifer Lawrence.
I'll give you some irony. She would have been a much better Anderson.
Actually, I think she would make a good Hershey.
I think she could now. I mean, like, despite her fucking idiot fucking comments, she is still a very good actress.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough call. I mean, which one are you going with?
I think Pamela Anderson would make a good Anderson.
Are you going with
in barbed wire? What are you talking about?
Have you seen the latest film that she shot? She's fucking great in it. Really,
I think she was trying for years to be a very serious actress, wasn't she?
Well, people don't tend to take people seriously that have been in Baywatch. How many people in Baywatch have been in Oscar-nominated films?
Hey, you leave Charisma Carpenter alone. She's doing great.
Baywatch and Blue movies, and
you
ever see her with her makeup off? Even when she was young, she looked like she had radiation burns or something. Her skin was basically like a sun worshipper.
But the problem with Jennifer Lawrence is then you're dealing with, so like, which one are you choosing? You choosing Elliot Page's sloppy seconds or Harvey Weinstein's sloppy seconds?
Ooh. Yeah, you don't want Harvey Weinstein stick juice on you, do you?
I think probably a lot more Harvey Weinstein sloppy seconds out there than we know about.
Probably. I'm sure you're
Very
right.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Weinstein. Weinstein.
I think
Thanks for having us on, Luke. But me and Blue Collar got a jam, so because we got to go do two other reviews.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all right. Jump off, man. I think
That's
I'll be
right.
finishing up soon anyway, and I think I'll try and see if we can get more points made out of this
Well,
movie if we can.
Well,
Because
like you said, guys, it just sucks at the budget, man. That this was a low budget film in the box office to this day, man. It's
Yeah.
been 13
Yeah.
years, and just this movie should have did so. It's this movie by all accounts is a box office bomb.
Yeah.
It sucks.
No, I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it that.
It says
didn't
it
do-
was
It
a
was though. It was.
45
It was
million
in.
budget and took 41 million worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it still broke even. That's not a box office bomb. A box office bomb is Ishtar. Look at the figures; they're very different.
The
Well-
only problem is I mean that's only the actual production budget. So if you know essentially if you double that, perhaps even treble that, and then you've got the true figure that it needs to do
Well,
to break
they
even.
reckon it was a 30 million budget movie and 15 million on P&A, but
It's always probably. I mean, I just Google it. It says yeah, Dread. I mean, 45 million for the budget, and it did 41 million. So it's like that's
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's
that's
and,
right.
that, and that's 45 million. The budget, like you said, Inside Man. That's 45 million. The budget taken in marketing, and then
Yeah.
which of course there wasn't much.
Yeah,
but,
I think by any standards that's considered to be a box office flop.
yeah.
You know,
yeah, but it's not a bomb.
But didn't
Yeah,
it lose?
It certainly
it
wasn't
lost-
critical. It certainly wasn't a critical bomb, but it's as
Yeah.
I mean, if it doesn't break even, then it's definitely a flop, a bomb. It
Yeah, but
tanked,
that doesn't
whatever you want to call
include DVD sales.
Yeah.
No. We're talking about
Blu-rays,
box
which are
office. Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
good.
it's more successful now than it ever has been.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know,
definitely.
so its earnings have definitely.
More through word of mouth, though, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
didn't it
I mean,
lose like millions and millions of dollars in international investment? I was watching a video with Adi Shankar, you know, the producer. He was saying that like when you go around sort of pitching a movie and you get pre-sales at all these sort of festivals and stuff, like Cannes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of like investors like globally, but I think they lost a ton of that money for whatever reason. People pulled out.
Well, here's the scary part. Like, as much as we all rag on the Stallone version, so Stallone, right, for 1995, that shitty version did 90 million. Okay, in 1995. This came out in 2012 and only did fucking 41 million. This did half of the fucking Stallone film from 1995, which is 17 or whatever. Jesus Christ, man! Like,
yeah, star power as well, though. Do you think maybe?
Well, yeah, but no, and like people said, like over time, yes, the fans that love this film, but just in terms of said, you look at studios and marketing and budget, like the fact that this movie did 45 million to Stallone's shitty version almost 25 years earlier. That's holy fuck, man. It's like it sucks that like I can understand why fans all day can say, hey guys, we want to see Dredd 2, and any studio's like, why should we make a Dredd 2 when the first one everybody loved it, but nobody wanted to fucking support it?
Yeah.
I mean, 40 million on that's even 2012. That's
even for streaming, even if it's fucking streaming, just let's see a Dredd 2 on streaming. I'd still happily watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they sold some merchandise, they sold Blu-rays and what have you as well. And over the years with the streaming, it's probably come into some profit eventually.
Yeah, I mean, it's with physical products and even with streaming. I mean, that's a minimal amount that comes in. I mean, it's absolute minimal. I mean, it's the streamers that make the money on the streams. So it's the streaming services that are making the money. They're earning, and it's such a small profit margin for the movies and movie makers themselves. I mean, there are moves at the moment to try and get some form of equity for the filmmakers via the streaming services, but it looks unlikely.
Even checking Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is only 70%, which again, the Rotten Tomatoes can be up or down, but still 100,000 ratings, only 70%. Which is weird. Said talking to you guys, but since I've made a YouTube channel in the past 5-6 years, I don't know anybody who doesn't love this movie. But
it's only 7.1 on IMDb as well.
Yeah,
I would say that's a little bit low.
Just a lot to do with bad marketing.
I mean, Matt Commode compared it to The Raid in his middling review from 2012. Yeah, Matt Commode's a bit of a fucking square, though. He's I respect him as a film critic, but he always seems to be a bit too square for my liking. Yeah. Cheers for that, Joe Gordon. It probably would have made more DVD sales if it was made 10 years prior. And yeah, because the streaming services were around back in those days, it was mostly reliant on, if you don't do well at the cinemas, at least the fucking DVD sales hopefully should make up for that. But
I think it was right around that time where it was transitioning between DVD and streaming, because I think I came home in 2013, and I think that was when I first saw Netflix like streaming. I had never seen that before, so I think it was kind of in that weird time. I think Mr. E's probably correct. 10 years prior, probably would have banked on DVD. Hey, Luke, thank you so much for having me, man. I got to go grab food.
You're welcome, man.
Me and Blue go on, okay? Yeah. Guys, it was a pleasure. A lot of fun, lots of laughs. Great streaming with you.
Nice one, man.
Yeah, man. Take care, you all. Yeah, thanks for having.
Tuesday.
Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks.
Northern, I've got a jet to watch the rest of Hunt for Red October. So
yeah, well, I'll be finishing up soon. I'll probably give my final thoughts for everyone and see if they want to promote anything. And yeah, do you want to promote anything first before you leave?
Well, we're doing a Hunt for Red October.
You're doing that. Yeah,
comparison stream. It might be on Sunday night or it might be later next week because just need to see how I'm doing on Sunday. But it's me and the Inside Man on Monday. I think it's Monday. We're doing an industry interview with this guy who's just shot his first feature film, and he's been in a shitload of acting roles in stuff shot in South Africa, funnily enough. So we're going to get to hear all about the South African production side of things. He's called
Ryan Kruger.
Not Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Kruger.
Ryan Kruger, that's it. Thank you. Yeah. And he's got some pretty, interesting credits. And one of his actors is coming on board, coming on the stream. Cameron Mitchell, somebody. He's got 119 acting credits. So should be an interesting stream.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Sean Cameron Michael, is the actor who's coming on, and he's
Cameron Mitchell was Uncle Buck in the High Chaparral.
Yeah.
Well, probably not that old, but he's done quite a few TV shows and feature films. He's been in 10 episodes of Black Sails. He played Richard Guthrie in that, which is one of the main characters.
That fucking show. People are banging on how good that show is.
So, like I say, he's going to be a really interesting guest as well. He was in 39 episodes of This Life. So there you are.
Oh, This Life, Christ, that was an old one. Back when John Sim and everything, and what's her name? Danielle Nadidi, if I'm pronouncing the name right.
Nadani.
Nadani, that's yeah.
Anyway, so that's 8:00 on Monday. So again, Inside Man is co-hosting with me in case my internet gets cut off. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday for the Nielsen ratings. So
we'll catch you later then, man.
One of the films I watched on Netflix was the George Foreman drama. It's not bad. I'd be interested to know what you think of it. So if anyone fancies watching it.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, it's a feature film. It's an easy watch.
Yeah.
It's the one, Big George. Is that the one?
Big George. Yeah. So, all right. I'll see you guys soon. Good to see you, Fan Dad.
Thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure.
And I'll catch you on the other side.
Later. Take care, mate.
Yeah, so I think we probably will end the stream. And
I did find out, for whatever it's worth, it does say that according to PR Newswire and different articles, that Lionsgate said that this was in 2013. It was their top rated, 3-day Blu-ray, DVD, and digital sales for Lionsgate for the year. So I mean, it did do well, but again, studios even back then today, okay, it does well on DVD and Blu-ray. Still, people what they see is box office numbers.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I know. But the thing with petitions is, I mean, it got the fucking Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. So I don't know, but I'm surprised that I'm pretty sure there was a lot of petitions as well to get a sequel to this.
Yeah.
A TV spin-off, something like that. But
and I've heard Fan Dad and Melvin say this. The sad reality is, guys, like, listen, this came out 2012. This is 2025. It's been 13 fucking years. The chance of us getting this sequel or like some kind of Carl Urban, whatever sequel series, it's the more time passes. And
how old is he?
I'll look up right now. I mean, he's still in great shape, but again, 50s. It's just like
in his 50s. We could do animated. I'd happily watch an animated.
72, born in June 72. So
Yeah, I mean,
there
he's
you go.
50. He's 52.
50.
I mean, the next year or so. But yeah, time pre-production, script writing, blah blah. By the time, I mean, do we want to see Carl Urban at 55, 56 years old playing Dredd? That's the little
Oh,
problem.
for
oh,
most,
The thing is,
That's
for
why
most
we
of
have
the
character, I think,
animation. That's why we have animation. We can just
yeah,
have it
for most
animated.
of the
I don't
existence
care.
of
the
Dread, it has
character,
been old.
yeah, the character, as Melvin knows, I mean, the character has aged. The character
Yeah.
ages throughout the comics, so he
Yeah.
ages in real time.
How
So
old's Keanu Reeves? He plays
Well, of
John
course.
Wick. He's about
Well, no.
58 years
60s
old.
now.
Isn't
62 or something, isn't
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
It's fucking
Yeah.
till, man.
He
Jesus.
recently guy Keanu said like, "Hey, Keanu, you want to do John Wick 5?" He goes, "Yeah, guys, you know what? You love me, but he's like, I'm 60." He's like, I don't think my body can handle John Wick 5.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
that's
They've
just a
even said
reality.
John Wick is dead, and I'm glad John Wick is dead now because you know I
Yeah.
don't want to see any more now. I'm happy with what I
But no,
got.
but I mean, I'm with all you guys. Of course, I mean, no, I want to see. I wish Carl Urban could get like 10 seasons of fucking Judge Dredd, but unfortunately, this is reality we live in. We're like Amazon.
Yeah.
It's the five of us, and we could have 10,000 signatures. But what's 10,000 versus tens of millions of fucking fans that in the studios just don't care, man.
Yeah,
That's
it
it.
doesn't
Like,
matter
is
about
the
the
studio
signatures
gonna
because
pick it
they're
up?
just counting money anyway. You know, they're counting it in
Well,
dollars.
that's what they look at, isn't it? They'll look at that 45 million budget and they'll look at the 40 million box office. And I mean, it was an independent movie when it was
Yeah.
when it was made by independent studios.
Yeah.
So is a major studio going to pick that up based on the
The thing is, though,
financials?
there's so much good material there. It's like it was made for streaming. They would
Oh,
never have to.
I 100% agree, Melvin.
Never
I mean,
run out, would they?
Perfect for streaming, even more than a film, because a film couldn't do it justice. Even if you'd done like a trilogy of films, it couldn't do it justice because there's so much material there, you know.
Yeah.
And streaming would be perfect for it.
And as we all said, it's like, you know, it's Christ. We watch Disney dump into Acolyte and She-Hulk $200 million fucking dollars, $1 billion into like, you know, Rings of Power, and you guys can't cut like 10 or 20 million off on the side to like make a Dredd TV show, but
exactly have Timothy Chalamet play Dredd, you know,
Oh,
so we
God.
can grow into the role.
I think the good thing is, like, you know, streams like this, we anybody at any point you could sit down, grab some popcorn, grab a drink or something, some vodka, and sit back and watch this movie. That's the only good part, but it does suck, man.
It does. They'd probably cast Pedro Pascal anyway, wouldn't they?
All I would, and it'll be fucking shit.
Yeah, and then they'll make Jane Wick.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Pedro Pascal hasn't been fucking good since Narcos.
Exactly.
I think when they killed him in Game of Thrones, they should have just left him dead.
Yeah.
Just left him on the patio.
Yeah, I think someone said they loved him in Game of Thrones, especially the bit where he gets his skull crushed. So.
Yeah, he's showed his acting range, didn't he?
No.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't think Pedro Pascal is a good actor. I'm just fucking tired of his soy boy attitude in real life.
Yeah.
And the fact he's in every single.
The problem is, he's horribly miscast, and everyone knows this. Not every actor is made for every role. It's like I love Denzel Washington. Do I want to see Denzel's Blade? Fuck no.
Yeah, he's not as charismatic as as Hollywood seems to make him out to be. Yeah, he had a bit of charm in Narcos. He was kind of cool in Kingsman too, but after that, he just fucking became a bore. He really did. But I think Drew Gordon has made a good point. They could easily do a 6-episode limited series, all killer, no filler, and be good even with a dodgy CGI as long as it honours the original classic comedies. I've been saying they could still do a sequel that's animated. I mean, Carl Urban doesn't really have to do anything, just voice the character. Get Netflix on some of their anime studios to make it, because they use a lot of CGI anyway, don't they, with the animations, so it'll be quick. And hopefully, if the stories are strong enough, it might still be pretty good. I mean, Cyberpunk was pretty fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me anyway. That's my idea. Netflix.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm giving you some ideas here. An animated Dredd sequel.
Could you imagine an animated Carlos Esquera animated Dredd, you know, in that style? It'd be amazing.
I don't know. I mean, the thing with animation is you can get away with a little bit more. So who
They
knows?
could do that, you know. They could get actual CGI and do a motion comic. You wouldn't even need a lot of human interaction except for the voices, and you could just turn every Dredd comic into a motion comic.
And you wouldn't really even need Carl Urban. Like anyone that can do a Clint Eastwood impression could probably pull it off.
Or an English bastard, perfect. There's a job for you.
Yeah, it's an easy thing to fucking know, and he seems to be an easy character to fucking crack as well. You know, it's just that sort of like cool stoic voice and with little hints of humanity. But that's Hollywood. They won't cast the great actors, will they? I'm a great thespian, don't you realise? I need the work. But
I could be Judge Dredd. I could do the voice for
anyone
Judge
could
Dredd.
be. Anyone could be, as long as with the right fucking
And
attitude.
we all don't like people laughing, and he
I'm
says
the
you're
law.
a dick.
If George Lazenby can be fucking James Bond, why not me? Why not Melvin? Why not Van Dad or Inside Man? I mean,
Oh,
If Daniel
talking
Craig
of sorry for interrupting, mate. By the way, Northern, I watched them.
yeah.
Thank you for sending
James
me the
Bond
links.
reviews.
Yeah, effing brilliant, mate. Really, really good.
What's that?
Really good.
Yeah, I've got some James Bond reviews that I'm going to have out in November.
Oh my god, they're
And then
so
release
good.
early as well, so I'm just trying to get them
Really
done
well put together.
for November. So yeah, I need to get
Yeah.
Diamonds Are Forever done as well now, because that is a very bizarre one. It comes off straight
That's
after
strange, yeah.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service and completely ignores that very emotional, heartbreaking ending. And I don't know what to think about it, because it's a very fun movie, but at the same time, it's a big fuck you to that last movie. So.
No, you've done really
with
well on
Dredd-
those, mate. You've done really well on those videos. Really, really well put together.
Oh, thanks, man. That is greatly appreciated, especially since you've worked on those movies as well. And but yeah, with Dredd, I think we might have made our points already. I mean, it's very sad that it didn't do well at the box office like it should have done, but people are really loving it now. It's been cited as one of the best comic book adaptations, up there with The Dark Knight. And oh my god. And who knows? Maybe we will get a fucking sequel one day. Just it just might not be with Carl Urban, but it might be another reboot, and it might be shit, or it could actually still be good. But
It'll come back eventually. It has to.
Yeah. But yeah, Netflix, Amazon, fucking HBO Max, whatever. Fucking just do an animated version. You don't need to. Carl Urban can be in his 60s and fat and paunchy. Everything is still play the part well. It doesn't matter. Animation, you can get away with a lot more of animation as well. You can probably have Judge Death in there as well, and you won't have to CGI him. You can just have him animated, and it will still look very good, and still look very creepy and menacing. It can do a lot.
Did you see that fan film trailer that was out last year?
Yeah,
Somebody was making a Judge Dredd fan film, and it had the dark judges and things in it. It looked amazing. Just a trailer though. I don't think it got further than the trailer. But it looked.
Let's have a look. See if we can get it up.
Looked out of this world. I'll see if I can find it. Where are we?
Dredd 2 fan trailer. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm sharing the screen anyway. Just point out which one it is. Let's have a look.
I'm scrolling down. I'm not seeing it.
Okay, is it this one? Loads here.
Not seeing it at all. Maybe the guy took it down again.
Unless YouTube took it off for some copyright bullshit. I do not know. Yeah, looks like it's not there, so we'll leave it then. So very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Let's see.
Dredd 3D. 12. It was 3 million. No wonder it did bad in box office. Dredd reminds me of my last divorce. I thought it did well in court, but my bank account said otherwise.
That's not there. He must have took it down. He must have taken it
Yeah,
down.
YouTube are a fucking bastard. I mean, oh god, it's always copyright fucking bullshit, and they can't make up their minds up whether it does infringe it anyway. I mean, I just fucking did a Batman review, Begins review, unlisted still, and god, they were looking for any excuse to fucking infringe. I cut one clip down, the next clip infringes, even though it didn't infringe on the last version. So I've just cut that down. Thankfully, it hasn't done anything at the moment. So I'm gonna give it a few days and hope the copyright clowns don't fucking pop up on my video again. So yeah, Nick Cage is perfect in every role. Yeah, he is, mate. He's perfect in every role. I am not going to argue with that. Even when he's wrong for the role, he's right for the role.
I found it.
Oh, let's have a look.
Ooh.
Anyway, so yeah,
Give me 2 seconds. I'll drop it in the private chat because I'm not a mod, so I can't put it in the actual chat. You won't see it. Well, you'll see it, but nobody else in the chat will.
you can still share the screen. I think just press
Yeah.
present and you can put it up.
I'll drop the link in there, and then you can do with it what you will. Judgment Call. That's the one.
Judgment Call. Okay, so
Peter Pedrero, and what a fantastic job he does of that trailer. It looks like a real movie.
yeah, screen. There we go. It's the beginning. Oh. Oh god, it is fucking sad when people on YouTube are doing more than what the fucking studios are actually doing. Yeah, what's that? Yeah, it's a very underrated anime, but I'll talk about that another time. So that does look fucking cool, and it's a shame we're not getting the movie out of it. We've got Judge Death. It looks like it's mixing a little bit of the aesthetic of Dread 2012 with the 95 one and the comics. Shame we're not getting a full fucking movie about that, but yeah, whoever the person who did it, that is a great fucking job. I'm gonna look it up.
His name is Peter Pedrero. He's a stunt coordinator. He's worked on a lot of big movies.
Okay.
He worked on The Expendables, among other things.
And he worked. Oh, so he's definitely a fucking pro. He's worked on this kind of stuff before. Yeah, I'll try and put his channel link in the description later as well to watch for everyone else, and hopefully for everyone who's watching this on the replay, do check out that channel, give it a like and a subscribe, and while I'm on the subject, please give the like and share, subscribe to the rest of my channels on here as well. And very sadly, this is where we got to end. And I'm so glad to have my guests on here. I'm glad to have everyone in the chat. So I will get to the people in the chat first who have joined us. Drew Gordon, thanks for joining us. And Judge Minty is a good Dread fan film inspired by the comic in the films. I'll look that up. Thanks for that. So Drew Gordon, Nix, Mr. E, Artie and Zed, thank you very much. Razor and who else? Who else came on there?
David Wilson.
David Wilson. He gave, and then the other person gave me a super chat
And
as well.
the real Carl Urban.
Real Carl Urban, yeah, Carl Urban.
Carl.
Big fan, man. Loved you in Xena and the Born Supremacy as well. Okay, Artie and Zed, Nix, always welcome, man. Especially when you're roasting everyone, roasting us West, and I roast my potatoes. Toxic as well for joining us, and
Jamalama.
And Jamalama all the time, yeah, Jamalama. Squad full of names.
Trump Daddy.
Yeah, an Outcast Creative. Yeah, Lance, I've just mentioned him. So Trump Daddy, always welcome. Signing executive orders to make the world a better place.
Easy lemon
Angry
squeeze.
Rants, that's who he was. Angry Rants, yeah. Thank you for the donation. Thank you, Artie, for the donation as well. And same thing for you, Mr. E. I am really grateful. I can't express how fucking grateful I am, except for saying how grateful I am. So, Critical, yeah, thanks for joining us. I don't think I highlighted your chat. Where are you again? I think I might have passed you. Let's go up a little bit. Because sadly he couldn't make it because he's feeling ill. So, yeah. Because you would have filled us a little bit more in this world as well, because I know you're a big fan of it. So, yeah, thank you as well, Blue Collar Loser, for that. That was nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I said Jamalama already. Oh, God, I think that might be it now. Yeah, fucking hell. I think I'm getting loads more chats in these days now.
Wow.
So, Razor as well. Razor, yeah, thanks for joining us, man. And I hope you, any newcomers, I hope you can join me next week. I won't be on this Friday. Easy, lemon squeezy. Oh, fucking hell. Sorry, I forgot to mention you, man. Yeah, wow, Drew, if that's true. No wonder Ray seems familiar in close about. Yeah. The comparisons to the Raid is a little obvious, but that doesn't destroy the movie for me. It's still a full fucking cool movie, especially the Raid. Who else? Because I'm really going up here. We're getting a lot of people in chat. Yeah, and it looks like that's it. Yeah, thanks for joining us, and thanks for joining me, Melvin Deeply, Local Loser, Inside Man, Fandad. So before I go, Fandad, is there anything you want to promote at the moment?
Just world peace and health, wealth, and happiness for everybody.
Yeah, that's fair.
And vodka for blue collar.
Oh yeah.
Real vodka.
Unless
Stuff
has
straight.
already mentioned Inside Man's what Inside Man's going to be on, but just in case we have short-term memories, please remind us on what streams you're going to be hopping on.
Yeah, so we've got an interview with Ryan Kruger, writer, director, producer, actor Ryan Kruger, talking about his new film, new independent film, Street Trash. That's on Monday at, I believe, 8 p.m. British Mean Time.
I might have seen the thumbnail. Is this the same Street Trash that Enzo reviewed?
No, it's not. I thought it was.
Yeah, there's two. There was a remake, wasn't there?
Yes. Yeah. That was. That was. Ryan Kruger's. So. So we're looking forward to doing that on Monday.
Yeah, I'll try and watch that if I can. If I don't, I'll try and catch the rewatch. So yeah, Melvin Deeply. Anything you want to promote? Any streams that you're going to be on, or you're modding for, and you want to promote? Let us know.
I will be modding for the usual crowd, Drinker, Mr. Brown, that kind of thing. And on Monday, I am on Trev Retro's Big Trouble in Little China stream, which should be a good laugh.
Yeah, should be, just remembered as well. I'm going to be on that as well. He's invited me on, so that should be a good laugh. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I'll talk to Trev Retro later about it, and I should be on there Monday. So yeah, Blue Collars, or anything you want to promote at the moment? Are you doing a Reach stream soon?
Yeah, we're going to record Reacher, and me and Toxic will talk about Mickey 17, which was a movie.
I want to try and watch that very soon because I want to talk to you about that if I can.
I'll just say, it wasn't a terrible film, but Robert Pattinson is a very underrated actor. He's giving it his all. Definitely some bloat, but it's Robert Pattinson. I like him. He's a good actor. Even
he's a molly bastard, but he's a good actor though. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, go watch Twilight and watch Mickey 17. He's acting his ass off.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, I would see it, but I haven't seen the first 16, so I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
That's why I said, I was like, unfortunately, I did skip Mickey 1 through 16, but
Yeah.
Outrageous sequels.
yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for joining me. And yeah, unfortunately, that's the end of the show. And I will see you all not this Saturday, but next Saturday to talk about the Tom Cruise Reacher movies. It will be a bit more different. It's not going to be like a breakdown. It's going to be just a little bit more like I do maybe an hour talking about the first one and then a second hour talking about the second one. It's going to be more condensed, talking about what works and what doesn't. So if you beautiful, let me get back on track. I do apologize. So
It's your first time.
You've been drinking. You've been drinking.
whoever you beautiful bastards
I got
are.
an excuse.
Hey.
Thanks for watching, and do remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that bell in order to be notified. And if you wish to further support the channel, links are in the description below. And right now, that's me done, and I'm off to the pub. And enjoy your week.
Can I have spuds, please?
Spuds! Good choice. George's song. Listen very carefully, the question comes straight after.
Baked potato changed my life. Baked potato showed me the way. If you want to know what is wrong from right, you must listen to what potatoes say.
Do be good, don't be bad.
Baked potato.
Don't be happy, don't be sad.
Thank you, baked potato. And if you want to have a better day, you must listen to what the baked potatoes say.
Do be early, don't be late.
Thank you, baked potato.
Always eat what's on your plate.
Thank you, baked potato. And if you want to have a better day, you must listen to what the